I have done everything that I can do to not be the person who does what I did.
Hello, my friend. When it comes to the law, no one is exempt, not even celebrities. Some of your favorite actors have been involved in serious cases that have resulted in them facing lengthy prison sentences. From sex crimes to drug trafficking to murder, here are some famous actors who have been sentenced to prison. Danny Masterson, best known for his role as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, also starred in Men at Work and The Ranch, where he reunited with his That 70s Show co-star Ashton Kutcher. In 2017, the Los Angeles Police Department launched a sexual assault investigation into Masterson after 3 women accused him of assaulting them at his home between 2001 and 2003. The victims alleged that Masterson provided them with alcohol and, when they became disoriented, forcibly raped them in his bedroom. Despite maintaining his innocence, Masterson was arrested on 3 counts of forcible rape. The first trial ended with a hung jury, but a retrial the following year resulted in Masterson's conviction on 2 of the 3 counts. He was sentenced to 30 years to life, with the possibility of parole after serving 25 years. Masterson is currently incarcerated at the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo. A significant aspect of this case involves the Church of Scientology, to which both Masterson and all 3 victims belonged. The victims claimed that the church tried to protect Masterson from accountability and discouraged them from reporting the assaults to law enforcement. One victim mentioned visiting the church's celebrity center in Hollywood to report the assault, only to be warned against using the word rape. She was told that contacting the police could result in excommunication from the church and loss of contact with her Scientologist family and friends. Please comment number 1 to let me know that you will be with us until the end of this video. Ryan Grantham, a successful child actor, rose to fame as Rodney James in the 2010 movie Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He later appeared in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and featured in an episode of the CW's Riverdale. Over his career, Grantham accumulated more than 30 acting credits across film and television. However, tragedy struck when, at the age of 21, Grantham was involved in a serious criminal incident, resulting in the death of his mother in their British Columbia home. Following this incident, Grantham initially planned further actions, but eventually turned himself in to authorities. During the legal proceedings, it was revealed that Grantham had been suffering from significant mental health issues, including major depressive disorder and a cannabis use disorder. Grantham pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. During his sentencing, he expressed a commitment to rehabilitate himself and help others. He is currently serving his sentence and will be eligible for parole in 2036 after serving 14 years. This case highlights the impact of mental health issues and the unexpected turns that can occur in anyone's life. Amy Locane, an up-and-coming star in the early 90s, made her debut alongside Johnny Depp in John Waters' cult classic Cry Baby. She later gained critical acclaim for her role in Blue Sky, which earned her a Young Artist Award nomination for Best Performance by a Youth Actress in a Motion Picture. Additionally, she was a regular on the hit primetime soap opera Melrose Place. However, she eventually retired from acting to focus on raising her family. On the night of June 27, 2010, Locane was involved in a tragic car accident. She was driving over the speed limit when she collided with a car driven by Fred Seaman, resulting in the death of Seaman's wife, Helen. Locane's blood alcohol level was found to be significantly above the legal limit. Locane faced legal consequences for her actions and was convicted of second-degree vehicular homicide and assault by auto. She initially received a 3-year jail sentence, which was later deemed too lenient by an appeals court. As a result, her sentence was increased to 8 years. During her time in prison, Locane has joined Alcoholics Anonymous and is now sober. She is currently incarcerated at New Jersey's Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women, with eligibility for parole on December 20th, 2024. Harvey Weinstein, co-founder of the movie company Miramax, rose to fame in the 90s for producing critically acclaimed films such as Pulp Fiction and Good Will Hunting. He even won an Academy Award for producing Shakespeare in Love. However, Weinstein's reputation took a dark turn when years of rumors culminated in a New York Times investigation that featured accounts from over a dozen women accusing him of sexual harassment and abuse. A subsequent New Yorker article revealed even more allegations, leading nearly 100 women, many of them famous, to come forward with their own stories of Weinstein's misconduct. In 2018, the New York District Attorney's Office charged Weinstein with rape, criminal sex acts, sex abuse, and sexual misconduct involving two separate women. Actor Annabella Sciorra testified against him, describing her experience. Weinstein was found guilty and sentenced to 23 years in prison. He faced additional charges in Los Angeles, receiving 16 more years, and British prosecutors also authorized charges against him for indecent assault in London. Weinstein is currently serving his sentence at New York State's Mohawk Correctional Facility, located about 100 miles north of New York City. Next up is Jo Sun, who rose to fame after transitioning from his roots in South Korea to becoming a professional mixed martial artist in the United States. Although his career at the Ultimate Fighting Championship ended with an unremarkable 0-4 record, he found greater success in acting. Notably, he portrayed antagonistic roles in low-budget action films alongside Lorenzo Lamas and Dolph Lundgren before gaining widespread recognition as the villainous Random Task in 1997's Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. However, Sun's life took a dark turn in 2008 when he was arrested for vandalizing his roommate's car. This incident led to a plea deal requiring him to provide a DNA sample, which unexpectedly linked him to a cold case from nearly 2 decades earlier. On Christmas Eve in 1990, Sun and an accomplice abducted a young woman and subjected her to severe trauma. During the trial, the victim recounted the harrowing experience, including Sun's chilling declaration that he was giving her to himself as a Christmas present. Subsequently, Sun was convicted of felony torture. As the statute of limitations had expired on the sexual assault charges, he was sentenced to 7 years to life. Tragically, just a month into his incarceration, Sun was involved in another serious incident, resulting in an additional conviction for voluntary manslaughter and a further 27-year sentence. Michael Jace gained fame for his portrayal of Officer Julian Lowe on the FX police drama The Shield and appeared in notable films like Forrest Gump and Boogie Nights. However, a tragic event occurred at Jace's residence in the Hyde Park area of Los Angeles. Jace was involved in a fatal incident with his wife, April, witnessed by their young sons. During the trial, it was revealed that Jace, who had been drinking heavily, acted out of an irrational fear and jealousy. He was found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. Addressing the court during his sentencing, he expressed deep remorse, acknowledging, "There is absolutely no justification for my actions on that night. I am profoundly sorry for the pain that I've caused everyone." Jace is currently serving his sentence at California State Prison Corcoran. This story is a sobering reminder of the severe impact of domestic violence and the importance of seeking help in times of distress. Shah gained fame as a cast member on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, known for her sharp one-liners and dramatic presence. However, In March 2021, Shah faced criminal charges related to conspiracy to commit money laundering and wire fraud. Alongside her assistant, she was accused of orchestrating a telemarketing scam targeting primarily older victims, extracting substantial sums of money for services like website building and business coaching that ultimately held little to no value. Reports revealed heartbreaking stories of victims like Trisha, a 75-year-old from North Carolina, who invested over $47,000 in coaching for her business aspirations. Another victim, World War II veteran Ralph Hick, lost more than $100,000. Tragically, Hick passed away at the age of 92, with his family attributing the scam as a contributing factor. Text messages exchanged between Shah and her co-conspirators discussed strategies to keep victims engaged and spending more money. Initially claiming innocence, Shah eventually pleaded guilty to wire fraud. She received a 6.5-year prison sentence and is currently incarcerated at the Bryan Federal Prison Camp in Texas, with parole eligibility set for August 20, 2028. Next up are reality stars Julie and Todd Chrisley. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained widespread recognition with their reality show Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. However, in August 2019, legal troubles surfaced as the Chrisleys faced charges related to tax evasion, bank fraud, and wire fraud. They were accused of evading nearly $2 million in state taxes, concealing over $1 million of reality TV income from the IRS, and falsifying income and asset documents. Despite initially pleading not guilty, the couple eventually faced trial. Prosecutors revealed that the Chrisleys exaggerated their wealth to banks, submitted false documents, and borrowed over $30 million to maintain their lifestyle while hiding money from the IRS. After a nearly 3-week trial, Todd and Julie were found guilty of conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and tax fraud. Julie was also convicted of wire fraud. Their sentences were steep. Todd received 12 years, and Julie got 7 years. Currently, Todd is serving his sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution Pensacola in Florida, while Julie is incarcerated at Florida's Federal Correctional Institution, Mariana. Darren Sharper, now 48 years old, enjoyed a 14-year career in the NFL as a safety, playing for the Packers, Vikings, and Saints. His accomplishments include being a 2-time All-Pro and a 5-time Pro Bowler. Notably, he was part of the Saints team that secured a Super Bowl victory in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. However, Sharper's life took a dark turn in 2014 when allegations surfaced that he had drugged and sexually assaulted 2 women, one incident occurring in West Hollywood and the other in Las Vegas. Legal actions were initiated in 2015, but the terms of the settlements remain undisclosed. In 2016, Sharper faced significant legal consequences. He pleaded guilty or no contest to charges of drugging and sexually assaulting multiple women across several states, including California and Nevada. As a result, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison. This dramatic fall from grace underscores the severe repercussions of his actions and serves as a stark reminder of the responsibilities and consequences that come with public life. Next up is Gary Glitter, renowned for his hit songs Rock and Roll. Parts 1 and 2, Gary Glitter's life has been marred by a series of serious charges, particularly allegations of sexual abuse. His legal journey has been turbulent, marked by alternating periods of incarceration and release. In 2015, Glitter received a 16-year sentence in a British prison for his crimes. However, he served only half of this term and was granted release in February 2023. Unfortunately, his newfound freedom was short-lived as Glitter violated the conditions of his parole, resulting in his swift return to prison. It is widely assumed that he will now serve the remaining portion of his sentence, with a potential release date around 2031. The twists and turns of his legal saga continue to captivate public attention, leaving many wondering about the ultimate fate of this troubled musician. Shannon Richardson, though not widely recognized, achieved a modest level of success through her roles in shows like The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries. However, her name gained infamy in 2013 when she sent poisoned letters to prominent figures, including former President Barack Obama. Richardson mailed a series of letters laced with ricin, the same poison featured in the TV series Breaking Bad. These letters were specifically addressed to Obama and New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. At the time, Richardson was going through a divorce and attempted to frame her ex-husband Nathan by falsely claiming that he had sent the letters. However, a thorough investigation revealed the truth. As a result, Richardson was convicted and sentenced to 18 years in prison. This shocking turn of events turned a once modestly successful actress into a notorious figure. Next up is mixed martial arts star War Machine. During the explosive rise of mixed martial arts in the 2000s, War Machine, formerly known as John Koppenhaver, emerged as one of the sport's notable figures. His career, spanning from 2004 to 2013, boasted 14 victories alongside 5 defeats, with 8 of those victories secured via knockouts or technical knockouts. War Machine showcased his skills across various prominent mixed martial arts circuits, including Extreme Fighting Championships, Bellator, MMA, and UFC. He even took part in the UFC's reality TV series The Ultimate Fighter. However, less than a year after his final bout, War Machine became involved in a serious legal case. In 2014, he entered the Las Vegas residence of his former romantic partner, where he assaulted her and a friend who was present. Facing a total of 31 charges, War Machine was found guilty on all but 2 counts of attempted murder. He was subsequently sentenced to life imprisonment, with the possibility of parole in 2053. Kris Wu, originally from Canada, catapulted his K-pop success into opportunities within the English-speaking entertainment industry. Formerly a rapper and singer in the South Korean boy band EXO, Wu, whose real name is Woo Yifan, shifted his focus to a solo career and acting in films during the mid-2010s. He played prominent roles in Chinese blockbusters like The Mermaid and Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back, as well as in American big-budget action movies such as XXX, Return of Xander Cage and Valerian, and The City of a Thousand Planets. However, in July 2021, a woman filed a complaint with Beijing police alleging that Wu coerced her into a sexual encounter in 2020. According to reports, Wu invited her to his home under the pretense of an interview related to a music video appearance. There, he allegedly used alcohol to intoxicate her. Following this accusation, more women came forward with similar claims, and other celebrities and teenage girls attested to Wu's online misconduct. As a result, Wu faced serious legal consequences. He was arrested, tried, and ultimately convicted in November 2022. The Chaoyang District Court found him guilty of rape and sentenced him to 13 years in prison. Skyler Deleon, formerly known for his brief role in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, faced a tumultuous life that led to a shocking end. He was sentenced to death for robbery and murder aboard a yacht in 2004. Born John Julius Jacobson Jr. on August 12, 1979 in California, he changed his name twice, citing abuse from his father. Finding brief fame and fortune as Skyler Deleon, he appeared in the Power Rangers series and a few children's shows. However, his life took a dark turn when, at 20, He was discharged from the U.S. Navy for unauthorized absence. By 2002, Deleon was married with 2 children and facing severe financial struggles. This led him and his wife to turn to crime. Their criminal activities escalated, culminating in the robbery and murder of a couple who were selling a yacht. During a test run, they coerced the owners and threw them overboard, disposing of them at sea. Despite the bodies never being found, a confession from one of the accomplices years later sparked legal action against Deleon and his wife. Joe Exotic, born Joseph Allen Maldonado Passage, is better known as the Tiger King. This American convicted criminal and former zoo operator was born in Garden City, Kansas, and owned the Greater Wynwood Exotic Animal Park in Oklahoma, gaining notoriety as a tiger breeder. Joe Exotic also made 2 unsuccessful bids for public office, running for President of the United States in 2016 as an independent and for governor of Oklahoma in 2018 as a libertarian. In 2019, Joe Exotic was convicted on 17 federal charges of animal abuse and 2 counts of murder for hire. The latter involved an alleged plot to kill Carol Baskin, CEO of Big Cat Rescue. He was sentenced to 22 years in federal prison, though the U.S. Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit ruled in July 2021 that this sentence was excessive. Joe Exotic's story gained widespread attention with the release of the 2020 Netflix documentary Tiger King, Murder, Mayhem, and Madness, which chronicled his zoo operations and his feud with Baskin. While in prison, Joe Exotic was placed in quarantine within a security housing unit due to contact with someone who had COVID-19. Following a flood of letters from his fans, he was moved to a room with a hospital bed and a window. As of July 20th, 21, Joe Exotic remains incarcerated in Texas. Colin Rashad Walker, a 27-year-old Los Angeles rapper and actor, was sentenced to between 50 years and life in prison for multiple sex crimes against 4 women and 3 teens. Convicted on multiple counts, including forcible rape, Walker was described as a predator by L.A. Deputy District Attorney Cynthia Wallace. He is now required to register as a sex offender for life, despite being acquitted of some charges, and an appeal is planned. Walker targeted aspiring models on social media, gaining their trust before committing the crimes. Victim Sydney Stanford, supported by others, spoke out, emphasizing the importance of justice. Walker's lawyer claimed that revenge motivated the accusations, although none of the victims knew each other before coming forward. Next on the list is Toby Willis of the Willis family. In 2016, Toby Willis, the 48-year-old patriarch of the Willis family, gained national attention after appearing on America's Got Talent and starring in his family's TLC reality show, The Willis Family. However, his life took a dark turn when he became the subject of a serious investigation involving sexual abuse. Willis pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Cheatham County Circuit Court Clerk Julie Hibbs confirmed that Willis received 2 25-year sentences and 2 40-year sentences, all to be served concurrently. He was arrested following an investigation by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation into the abuse of a young girl approximately 12 years prior when she was between 9 and 12 years old. He was apprehended in Greenville, Kentucky, after attempting to evade arrest by hitchhiking. The fall of Toby Willis is a harrowing reminder of how even the most seemingly wholesome families can hide dark secrets. Now let's delve into another shocking case involving a once-beloved figure who turned into a notorious criminal. Zach Avery, whose real name is Zachary Horwitz, was sentenced to 20 years in federal prison for orchestrating a $650 million Ponzi scheme. He falsely claimed that investor money would be used to buy the rights to HBO and Netflix movies for overseas distribution. The U.S. Attorney's Office also ordered him to pay $230 million in restitution to the victims. Horowitz portrayed himself as a Hollywood insider, leveraging his company's supposed ties to major streaming platforms. However, his victims eventually discovered that he was not the successful businessman he claimed to be, but was merely playing a role. His film credits include The Devil Below, You're Not Alone, and Curvature. The FBI revealed that the scheme involved a 2015 investor report listing 52 movies that were allegedly distributed in various jurisdictions. Horowitz is accused of transferring most of the proceeds to his own use, defrauding over 250 investors through his company, 1NMM Capital, from 2014 until his arrest in April 2021. Drexel, the American Ninja Warrior champion, has agreed to plead guilty to 2 felony counts. He was disqualified from Season 12 of the NBC competition after being charged with sex crimes that could result in a life sentence. The charges stem from an incident where he allegedly met a young fan at an event, invited her to his gym, and engaged in inappropriate activities with her. Drexel is currently being held at the Federal Detention Center in Philadelphia following an FBI investigation. The U.S. Attorney's Office accused him of producing explicit material that enticed minors to travel for illegal acts and using interstate commerce for these purposes. Drexel admitted to having relations with the victim, but claimed he did not know her age. His guilty plea includes charges related to explicit material and unlawful conduct. Count 1 carries a minimum of 5 years and a maximum of 40 years in prison, with a maximum fine of $250,000. Count 2 involves solicitation of travel to engage in unlawful conduct and carries a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison and a fine of $250,000. Suge Knight, co-founder of Death Row Records, played a pivotal role in shaping the West Coast hip-hop scene during the 1990s. His influence extended beyond music, making him a prominent figure in the entertainment industry. However, alongside his success, Knight faced a series of legal challenges that would ultimately alter the course of his life. While on the set of the NWA biopic Straight Outta Compton, Knight was involved in a violent altercation with Terry Carter and Cleabone Sloan. Knight allegedly ran over both men with his pickup truck, resulting in Carter's tragic death and Sloan's severe injuries. The incident led to Knight being charged with murder and attempted murder. As legal proceedings unfolded, Knight's defense team negotiated a plea deal. Eventually, he pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter, a lesser charge than the initial murder accusation. In 2018, Knight received a significant sentence of 28 years in prison, with eligibility for parole set for 2034. This marked a dramatic turning point in the life of an influential music industry figure. In a crime that seems straight out of a Coen Brothers movie, Ice Road Truckers, Deadliest Road star Timothy R. Zickuhr assaulted and kidnapped a woman named Snow White, only to bumble right into a sting operation she cleverly devised on the spot. The incident began when Zickuhr gave her his ATM card to pay for her services. He later accused her of withdrawing too much money and arranged a meeting the next day to settle the alleged overpayment. During the meeting, Zickuhr reportedly doused her with water, assaulted her, and locked her in a closet, demanding she provide a phone number of someone who could get him the money. Displaying quick thinking, she gave him the number of a Vegas cop. Zickuhr called the officer, threatening to kill her unless he received $1,000. The cop set up a meeting and arrested Zickuhr, who unwittingly confessed to his crime. He was ultimately sentenced to 5 to 15 years in prison after pleading guilty to 2 felony charges, first-degree kidnapping and extortionate collection of debt. This bizarre and shocking story is a testament to how reality can sometimes be stranger than fiction.
The video ends here. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please visit our channel so you don't miss out on upcoming exciting content. Have a nice day and don't forget to stay tuned for new things in the future.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we are pulling back the curtain to reveal the dark secrets of actors who, despite their fame, have been exposed as predators. This is a deep dive into the dark side of fame that the industry doesn't want you to see. At the 2012 American Music Awards, Jenny McCarthy's behavior caused considerable discomfort. While presenting the Rock Pop Album of the Year award, McCarthy forcefully kissed and inappropriately touched Justin Bieber, who was 18 at the time. Bieber, visibly disturbed, struggled to free himself from the then 39-year-old McCarthy's grasp as she continued to invade his personal space. Bieber later described the incident as violating, and McCarthy's subsequent comments only added to the controversy. She admitted to touching Bieber, but made an unsettling remark, saying she couldn't help herself because she found him delicious and joking about wanting to tear his head off and eat it. The incident recently resurfaced, leading to widespread shock and outrage. Fans have criticized McCarthy, with some arguing that if the roles had been reversed, there would have been severe consequences. In 2018, Morgan Freeman faced serious accusations of sexual misconduct when multiple women came forward, alleging inappropriate behavior, including unwanted touching and suggestive comments. The accusations came from various professional settings, with colleagues and women in the industry sharing their stories. One production assistant revealed that Freeman repeatedly attempted to touch her skirt while working on the set of Going in Style in 2015. Another woman recalled similar incidents during the filming of Now You See Me in 2012, where Freeman allegedly made inappropriate remarks about her body and clothing. A senior member of the production staff on one of Freeman's films noted that his behavior was well known, leading to precautions being taken to ensure women were not left alone with him. In response to the allegations, Freeman issued a public apology, stating that he never intended to make anyone feel uncomfortable or disrespected. Andy Dick's career has been marked by controversy from the start, but in recent years, his behavior has taken a far more serious and disturbing turn. In 2018, he was convicted of sexual battery for inappropriate behavior toward an Uber driver, an incident that resulted in a 90-day jail sentence. Additionally, Dick was required to register as a sex offender, a significant and damaging consequence that underscored the severity of his actions. Unfortunately, the incident with the Uber driver was not an isolated event. Andy Dick has faced numerous accusations of sexual misconduct throughout his career. In 2022, he was arrested again, this time for allegedly groping a man, further tarnishing his already controversial reputation. These repeated allegations have cemented Andy Dick's image as a predator in the eyes of the public. Once known for his offbeat humor and eccentric persona, his career is now largely defined by his legal troubles and disturbing conduct. Sean Combs, also known as Diddy, has recently been embroiled in a wave of serious allegations. Over the past few months, multiple women have accused him of sexual assault and misconduct. One of the most notable cases involves his former partner, Cassie Ventura. In 2023, Cassie filed a lawsuit alleging a decade of physical and sexual abuse during their relationship. Her claims included intimidation, control through drugs and alcohol, and instances where Combs allegedly forced himself on her without consent. Although this lawsuit was settled out of court, it set off a chain reaction. Other women, including Joey Dickerson-Neal and April Lampros, have since come forward with similar allegations, accusing Combs of drugging and sexual assault in incidents dating back to the 1990s. Combs has denied all these allegations, and the legal system continues to investigate. The gravity of these claims and their potential impact on Combs remain to be seen. Ben Affleck has faced multiple allegations of inappropriate behavior toward women. In 2017, actress Hilarie Burton accused Affleck of inappropriately touching her during a 2003 appearance on TRL Uncensored. Affleck later apologized, acknowledging that he had acted inappropriately. This incident marked the beginning of increased scrutiny on him. Additionally, makeup artist Anna Marie Tendler alleged that Affleck inappropriately touched her at a Golden Globes party in 2014. Tendler's account was backed by other women who shared similar stories of Affleck's behavior at industry events, further intensifying the controversy. Moreover, Rose McGowan criticized Affleck, accusing him of being complicit in Harvey Weinstein's misconduct by allegedly ignoring or being aware of Weinstein's actions without speaking out. Despite Affleck's apologies and attempts to address these accusations, they continue to affect his public image and career. Kevin Spacey has been the subject of numerous serious allegations that have had a profound impact on his career and reputation. The situation began in 2017, when actor Anthony Rapp shared that Spacey had made unwelcome advances toward him when Rapp was just 14 years old. After Rapp's disclosure, other individuals also came forward with similar accounts, alleging inappropriate behavior and advances by Spacey in both professional and personal settings. Several men accused Spacey of inappropriate conduct, with reports of such incidents occurring over many years. These allegations led to his quick removal from the Netflix series House of Cards and the suspension of other acting projects. Spacey also faced legal actions in both the United States and the United Kingdom, where some of the incidents were said to have taken place. Despite his denials and efforts to address the accusations, the impact on his career has been severe, effectively ending his presence in Hollywood. In 2018, actor James Franco faced serious allegations from 5 women, 4 of whom were students at his acting school, Studio 4. They accused Franco of inappropriate behavior, claiming that he used his position as a teacher and employer to place them in uncomfortable situations. Additionally, Charlene Yee, who worked with Franco on The Disaster Artist, accused him of inappropriate conduct and said she felt pressured to remain silent about the allegations. Franco's ex-girlfriend, Violet Paley, also made claims that he pressured her into unwanted situations. While Franco initially denied these allegations through his representatives in 2022, he admitted to having been intimate with students at his acting school. A lawsuit filed by former students was settled in 2019 for $2.2 million, and his acting school closed in 2017. These accusations had a significant impact on Franco's reputation, leading to his removal from several projects and casting a long shadow over his career. T.J. Miller has been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple individuals, casting a dark shadow over his career. One of the most significant allegations comes from a woman who attended George Washington University with him. claiming that he sexually assaulted her and engaged in behavior so violent that it will not be disclosed in this video. Miller vehemently denied the allegation, stating that his accuser was a jealous woman upset that she did not eventually become his wife. Additionally, Miller has faced accusations of inappropriate behavior on the set of Silicon Valley. Actress Alice Vetterlund alleged that Miller was a bully and made the work environment uncomfortable, further exacerbating his negative reputation. These claims added fuel to the growing controversy surrounding him. The allegations against Miller have led to significant backlash, impacting his opportunities in Hollywood and tarnishing his public image. Danny Masterson, best known for his role on That 70s Show, faced serious allegations in 2017 when 3 women, all former Scientologists, accused him of misconduct dating back to the early 2000s. They claimed that these incidents occurred at Masterson's home, where they felt pressured due to his celebrity status. Although Masterson denied the allegations, they led to his removal from the Netflix series The Ranch. The accusations also cast a spotlight on the Church of Scientology, with the women alleging that church officials discouraged them from reporting the incidents. While the church denied any involvement in a cover-up, the controversy still had a negative impact on its image. In 2023, after a mistrial in 2022, Masterson was found guilty in a retrial and sentenced to 30 years to life in prison. Despite the conviction, Masterson continues to assert his innocence and is appealing the verdict, facing ongoing legal and personal consequences. In 2017, serious sexual assault allegations emerged against actor R.O.T.T.I.N.G. Former model Scott Brunton accused Takei of drugging and forcibly touching him during an encounter in the 1980s. The accusation, which was detailed in a widely circulated article by The Hollywood Reporter, quickly gained traction, casting a significant shadow over Takei's previously untarnished public image. Takei vehemently denied the allegations, insisting that he had no memory of ever meeting Brunton or the events described. The situation became even more complicated when Brunton later recanted some aspects of his story, adding a layer of uncertainty to an already complex narrative. Despite this, the controversy continued to linger. The allegations, despite no legal case, have left a lasting mark on Takei's reputation. The public's perception of him shifted, with the shadow of the accusation lingering even without definitive evidence. In late 2017, Jeremy Piven found himself at the center of a major controversy amid a broader wave of allegations sweeping through the entertainment industry. Ariana Bellamar, a reality star who had worked with Piven on the HBO series Entourage, publicly accused him of inappropriate behavior, claiming he had touched her inappropriately both on set and at other locations. Her allegations set off a media frenzy and prompted several other women to come forward with similar claims about Piven's conduct over the years. Piven strongly denied all accusations, which included allegations of unwanted advances and inappropriate physical interactions. Despite his protests of innocence, the mounting number of claims and the intense media scrutiny significantly impacted his public image. Piven's Hollywood career declined significantly. While no legal charges were filed, the damage to his reputation and the loss of opportunities marked a major downturn in his acting career. Kyle Massey, the former Disney Channel star known for his roles in That's So, Raven, and Corey in the House, faced serious legal trouble in 2019. A lawsuit was filed by a young girl and her mother, accusing Massey of sending inappropriate content, including videos, photos, and messages, to the minor between December 20th, 18 and January 20th, 19. Massey strongly denied these allegations, claiming that he was the victim of a setup orchestrated by someone who had previously harmed him. His defense team argued that the timeline of his interactions with the accuser's family did not align with the claims made, adding further complexity to the case. The legal battle drew significant media attention, partly due to the high-profile nature of the allegations and Massey's previous public persona. The charges against him were classified as felonies, which could have resulted in a lengthy prison sentence if he were found guilty. Richard Branson, the well-known business magnate behind the Virgin Group, has faced serious allegations of misconduct, specifically from Virginia Roberts Giuffre, a victim of Jeffrey Epstein's trafficking ring. Giuffre claimed that she was coerced into inappropriate activities with powerful men, including Branson, on Epstein's private island. Branson has strongly denied these allegations, labeling them as baseless and unfounded. He insists there is no truth to Giuffre's claims. To date, no charges have been filed against Branson, and no concrete evidence has surfaced to support Giuffre's accusations involving him. While Giuffre's allegations against others, like Prince Andrew, have led to significant legal and social consequences, the lack of supporting evidence and legal action in Branson's case has left his reputation largely unaffected compared to others linked to the Epstein scandal. John Travolta has faced numerous allegations of sexual misconduct that have cast a shadow over his career. Multiple male massage therapists have accused him of inappropriate behavior during massage sessions. In 2012, 2 male therapists filed lawsuits claiming that Travolta had forcefully laid his hands on them during separate sessions, although these lawsuits were later dismissed. Another incident, dating back to 2000, involved a male therapist who claimed that Travolta made unwanted advances and exposed himself indecently during a massage at the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in California. Additionally, in 2017, a male former police officer alleged that Travolta had touched him without consent during an encounter in 2000. These allegations have contributed to ongoing controversy surrounding Travolta, raising questions about his behavior in professional and personal settings. Sylvester Stallone has faced serious allegations over the years, which have raised questions about his past. In 2017, a woman came forward about an alleged incident that took place in the 1980s involving Stallone and his bodyguard. According to her statement, she felt threatened during the situation. Stallone has strongly denied these claims, asserting that they are entirely false. In another instance, a different woman accused Stallone of inappropriate behavior in the early 1990s. This accusation led to a police investigation. However, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office ultimately decided not to pursue charges. The decision was based on a lack of sufficient evidence and the expiration of the statute of limitations. Stallone's legal team has consistently argued that these accusations are baseless and may be driven by ulterior motives such as seeking publicity or financial gain. Despite the seriousness of these claims, Stallone has maintained his innocence throughout. Chris Noth, known for his roles on Sex and the City and Law and Order, faced serious allegations of misconduct beginning in December 20th at 21. Multiple women came forward with claims that he had acted inappropriately towards them, with incidents reportedly occurring from the early 2000s to more recent years. Noth was accused of using his status and influence in ways that left these women feeling uncomfortable and violated. One woman claimed that in 2004, Noth misled her by pretending to discuss her career, only to behave inappropriately. Another accusation from 2015 involved allegations of misconduct in New York. The response to these allegations was swift. Noth was dropped by his talent agency, and CBS terminated his role on The Equalizer. Noth has denied the allegations, asserting that the encounters were consensual. However, despite his denials, the impact on his reputation has been significant, leading to his effective blacklisting in Hollywood. Steven Seagal has been the subject of numerous allegations of sexual misconduct over the years, with several women coming forward to accuse him of inappropriate behavior. Among these accusations is one from actress Portia de Rossi, who claimed that Seagal behaved inappropriately during an audition, recounting a specific incident where he allegedly made an advance involving his zipper. Another troubling account came from Juliana Margulies, who described a disturbing encounter in which Seagal allegedly brought a gun to their meeting and made inappropriate advances towards her. This incident only heightened the growing concerns surrounding his behavior towards women in the industry. Furthermore, former Bond girl Rachel Grant added to the list of allegations by accusing Seagal of improper conduct during a film rehearsal. These multiple accusations have severely tarnished Seagal's reputation, casting a long shadow over his career. CeeLo Green faced serious allegations in 2012 when a woman accused him of drugging her without her consent. She claimed that after having drinks with him, she woke up the next morning in a haze with no memory of what had happened. These accusations immediately put Green in a negative spotlight, raising serious concerns about his behavior. Green's response to the allegations only made things worse. In a series of tweets, he controversially argued that it's not forcible assault if the victim is unconscious. The public backlash was swift and fierce, with many condemning him for his insensitive and misguided remarks. In the face of mounting criticism, Green eventually issued an apology, claiming that his comments were taken out of context. However, for many, the damage was already done. His reputation was severely tarnished, and both his music and acting career suffered significant setbacks as a result of the scandal. Casey Affleck's career has been marred by allegations of sexual harassment from 2010. Two women who worked on the mockumentary I'm Still Here, producer Amanda White and cinematographer Magdalena Gorka, filed lawsuits against him, alleging inappropriate behavior. White accused Affleck of making ungentlemanly advances and retaliating when she refused to share a hotel room, while Gorka claimed he got into her bed without consent. Affleck settled the lawsuits out of court, avoiding a prolonged legal battle. These allegations resurfaced during the 2016 awards season when Affleck was nominated for an Oscar for Manchester by the Sea, sparking debate about whether he deserved such recognition. Despite the controversy, Affleck won the Oscar, but the accusations have left a lasting impact on his public image, casting a shadow over his achievements and fueling ongoing discussions about accountability in Hollywood. Charlie Sheen's reputation took a major blow when several serious allegations surfaced, particularly those from former child actor Corey Feldman. Feldman accused Sheen of inappropriate behavior towards Corey Haim during the filming of Lucas in 1986, sharing in his documentary that Haim had confided in him about an unsettling incident on set involving Sheen. In addition to Feldman's claims, other individuals have come forward with similar allegations against Sheen. Several women have accused him of inappropriate conduct, adding to a broader pattern of troubling behavior. Combined with Sheen's history of public outbursts, substance abuse, and erratic actions, these accusations have further damaged his public image. Sheen has strongly denied all the accusations, asserting that they are false and defamatory. Despite his denials, the accumulation of multiple allegations has significantly affected both his career and public perception. Drew Drexel, once a beloved competitor on American Ninja Warrior, is now facing serious and unsettling allegations. The controversy began when Drexel was arrested on charges related to inappropriate behavior with a minor. His arrest shocked both fans and the broader community, leading to a swift reaction from the network. Following the arrest, American Ninja Warrior distanced itself from Drexel, removing his past appearances from its platforms and issuing statements condemning the alleged behavior. As the case developed, additional allegations emerged, including not only sexual misconduct but also manipulation and grooming of the young girl. Drexel has firmly denied the allegations and vowed to contest the charges in court. The ongoing legal proceedings could lead to a sentence of up to 20 years if he is convicted. The case is significantly impacting Drexel's reputation and the American Ninja Warrior community. Bill Cosby's image as America's dad began to unravel in 2014 after comedian Hannibal Buress's stand-up routine brought renewed attention to a series of serious allegations against him. Dozens of women came forward, accusing Cosby of sexual assault, with claims that spanned several decades, from the 1960s to the 2000s. These accusations included drugging, harassment, and abuse, revealing a disturbing side to the once-beloved entertainer. As the allegations mounted, Cosby's carefully cultivated reputation was shattered. The legal fallout culminated in his conviction and a 3 to 10-year prison sentence in 2018, marking a dramatic and shocking fall from grace for the once revered figure. However, in 2021, Cosby's conviction was overturned on a technicality, leading to his release from prison. Despite this, the accusations and the damage to his public image remain, leaving a lasting stain on his legacy. Michael Douglas faced a sexual harassment allegation in 2018 when journalist and author Susan Braude accused him of inappropriate behavior that she claimed occurred 32 years earlier. Braude alleged that Douglas behaved inappropriately in front of her and then blacklisted her from Hollywood, making it difficult for her to find work in the industry. She also claimed that Douglas created a hostile work environment through sexual advances, lewd comments, and crude jokes. Douglas vehemently denied the accusations, calling them a complete lie and a fabrication. He expressed significant distress over the situation, stating that he refuted the claims to protect his reputation and, more importantly, to shield his children from being affected by the allegations. Despite the serious nature of the accusations, Douglas never faced any legal charges, and the story eventually died down after his public denial.
Thank you for watching my video. There are many other interesting things in the next videos. Please look forward to it. Thank you and goodbye.
Hello, friends. Today we're diving into some incredible new stories. Come on in, take a seat, and relax. I'm about to introduce you to some of the richest and most influential women in the world. So, without further ado, grab your popcorn and let's get started. Antron Singleton, known by his stage name Big Lurch, rose to fame in the late 1990s. However, his debut album's poor reception and a severe car accident where he was hit by a drunk driver and broke his neck led him into a downward spiral. To cope with the pain and depression, Big Lurch began using PCP. His use of PCP quickly turned into a serious addiction. He stopped eating and drinking, consumed by drug-induced hallucinations and a loss of reality. Under the influence, he believed demons resided in his roommate's stomach. Standing at 6'7", Big Lurch overpowered his 21-year-old female roommate, resulting in a horrific attack. In November 2003, Big Lurch was sentenced to life in prison without parole for his heinous crime. Despite the influence of drugs at the time, he was not granted an insanity plea. What's better than starting the day with a delicious cup of tea and watching this fascinating video together? Harvey Weinstein, the disgraced film producer, became infamous for his predatory behavior, sparking the Me Too movement. Already serving a 23-year term for sexual abuse and assault in New York, Weinstein received an additional 16-year prison sentence in Los Angeles in December 2023. A jury found Weinstein guilty of molesting and sexually assaulting Avery. The Los Angeles trial was marked by misogynistic tactics from Weinstein's defense team and labeled Jennifer Siebel Newsom as a bimbo to undermine the Me Too movement. During sentencing, Weinstein's defense portrayed him as a frail 70-year-old in poor health, highlighting his industry contributions. However, Weinstein maintained his not guilty plea and claimed the rape was fabricated. Despite his continued denials, the outcome marked a significant moment in the fight for justice for his victims and against sexual abuse. Please comment number 1 to let me know that you will be with us until the end of this video. Meek Mill emerged as a significant force in the rap industry with his gritty lyrics and high-energy performances. He gained widespread recognition with his 2012 album Dreams and Nightmares, solidifying his place in the hip-hop world. Meek Mill's legal troubles began with a 2008 conviction for drug and gun charges, which led to a lengthy probation period. His repeated incarcerations for probation violations sparked widespread criticism and brought attention to the harsh realities of the criminal justice system. His 2017 imprisonment for minor probation infractions led to national outcry and advocacy for his release. In 2018, Meek Mill was released from prison, and he has since become a vocal advocate for criminal justice reform. Using his platform to address systemic issues, Meek Mill has worked tirelessly to highlight the need for change, turning his personal struggles into a powerful movement for reform. Shannon Richardson, known for her role as a zombie on The Walking Dead, had a tumultuous life marked by 3 turbulent marriages and a past as a beauty queen. Amidst a messy divorce, her actions took a dark turn when she sent threatening letters laced with ricin, a deadly poison, to former President Barack Obama and former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg. Initially accusing her husband of the crime, Shannon was arrested after the truth surfaced during the investigation. Eventually, she pleaded guilty, admitting her actions were her own. Shannon received an 18-year prison sentence and a fine exceeding $350,000, with a scheduled release in November 2028. Ironically, during her time in custody awaiting trial, she gave birth to a child, underscoring the profound personal impact of her arrest and imprisonment on her life and family. Tay-K, one of the youngest artists listed on our list, is currently serving a 55-year prison sentence. In 2017, Tay-K was an emerging name in the hip-hop scene, with his hit The Race climbing the Billboard Hot 100 chart. But things have changed. Right on the day of his song's release, he was arrested by the police after 3 months of hiding. In 2016, Tay-K was involved in a home invasion that left Ethan Walker dead. He was placed under house arrest, but cut off his ankle monitor and fled, taunting the police on Twitter. While on the run, Tay-K participated in a fatal robbery outside a Chick-fil-A in Texas and attacked and robbed a 65-year-old resident. Since 2017, Tay-K has been detained and will face at least 27.5 years in prison before being eligible for parole. Austin Jones is famous for his singing videos, including covers and original music, on his YouTube channel, which has attracted more than 500,000 subscribers and millions of views. His career took a dark turn in 2015 when allegations surfaced that he had inappropriate communications with girls, as reported by music website Pup Fresh. These accusations prompted Jones to cancel his scheduled appearances, including the Vans Warped Tour, and publicly addressed the allegations in a YouTube video where he expressed remorse. The situation escalated in June 2017 when authorities conducted a thorough search of Jones's home under a court-issued warrant. Subsequently, he was arrested at O'Hare International Airport. Jones was sentenced to 10 years in federal prison on May 3, 2019. Shockingly, investigations revealed that several individuals had attempted to conceal his actions, leading to the removal of his YouTube channel amidst the controversy. Joe's son, known for his role in the first Austin Powers movie, has faced a dramatic turn with his recent sentencing. At 46 years old, Son showed no emotion as Judge John R. Brownlee sentenced him to the maximum penalty of 27 years for voluntary manslaughter. This follows his earlier conviction in 2011 for torture and sexual molestation, ensuring he will likely spend the rest of his life behind bars. Son's manslaughter conviction came after an altercation with his troubled cellmate, Michael Graham, also a sex offender. Son admitted to regretting his previous criminal actions. However, tragedy struck in 2011 when Graham was found dead in Son's cell due to fatal blunt force trauma inflicted by Son, a former mixed martial arts fighter. Son's criminal history includes a 1990 case where he and another individual kidnapped a woman at gunpoint, subjecting her to sexual assault and threats. R.O.T.T.I.N.G and her husband Victor Mark just went through a stressful trial at Nottingham Crown Court, where they were convicted of a total of 14 crimes related to sexual abuse. The abuse, which began in 2005, continued until 2008. According to BBC reports, the case was built on testimony from a victim identified as A, who detailed the severe acts committed by T.I.N.G and Mark. The victim revealed enduring multiple assaults, with Mark allegedly coercing her into non-consensual sex approximately 20 times during the period. In her statement, she also alleged that Mark threatened harm if she disclosed anything. Additionally, Victor Mark faces separate charges involving another woman, alleging abuse between 2002-2003. Parminder Dillon, senior investigation officer, expressed gratitude for the courage of the two victims and hoped that the imposition of punishment would bring comfort to them, emphasizing that this would be a valuable lesson for others. Kid Creole in February 1960 is best known as a pioneering figure in the rap industry, especially as a member of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. With his brother Melly Mel and 4 others, Creole co-founded this influential musical group and was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2007. Financial difficulties forced him to take on various odd jobs to sustain himself. However, in August 2017, his life took a tragic turn when he was arrested and charged with the murder of a homeless man in New York City. The incident occurred near the area where Kid Creole previously worked as a gardener and security guard. Details surrounding the conflict between Kid Creole and the deceased remain unclear. Creole claimed he acted in self-defense, allegedly stabbing the man twice. Currently, he is awaiting trial and remains in jail, preparing to defend himself against a second-degree murder charge. Skyler Deleon, an aspiring actor in the early 1990s, seemed poised for success. As a young kid, he had big dreams of making it in Hollywood and landed minor roles, including parts in popular shows like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. However, behind the scenes, Skyler struggled with personal demons that led him down a dark path. Despite his apparent success, Skyler faced severe instability, often lashing out violently. By 2004, he had amassed a criminal record and was living on the fringes of society. During a botched robbery, he committed a heinous act, murdering an innocent couple and sending them to the bottom of the ocean. The trial revealed a man unrecognizable from his earlier days, and the jury convicted him of first-degree murder, sentencing him to death. Now on death row, Skyler likely feels remorse for the lives he destroyed. His story is a tragic one, marked by wasted potential and lost humanity. Before Young Thug released chart toppers like Pick Up the Phone and Lifestyle, he was allegedly connected to some gang-related crimes. On May 9, 2022, the rapper was arrested on conspiracy and gang-related charges dating back to 2013. There are 56 different indictments against him, including a connection to the rental of an Infiniti Q50 sedan used in the murder of rival gang member Donovan Thomas Jr. As if conspiracy and gang charges weren't enough, Young Thug faced additional charges after a police raid on his home. He was charged with possession of controlled substances with intent to sell, and police found a variety of dangerous weapons, including sawed-off shotguns and rifles. Young Thug is associated with the YSL Street Gang, and 27 other members are facing criminal charges as well. Currently in jail awaiting trial, which is set for January 9, 2023, he could potentially face up to 20 years in prison if convicted. Jared Fogle gained fame for his dramatic weight loss by eating exclusively at Subway, becoming a prominent figure in their advertising. His celebrity status extended to guest roles in films like Sharknado 2 and appearances at events such as WWE in 2009. However, in 2007, allegations arose when radio host Rochelle Walron accused him of making inappropriate comments about middle school girls. Initial investigations yielded no immediate action. In 2015, Jared's downfall escalated when incriminating evidence was discovered during the arrest of Russell Taylor. Subway quickly distanced itself from Jared, leading to legal repercussions. He faced a potential 50-year sentence but opted for a plea deal, resulting in a 15-year prison term with the possibility of parole after 13 years. Suge Knight, a towering figure in the music industry, ruled Death Row Records with an iron fist. As CEO, he influenced icons like Tupac Shakur, Dr. Dre, and Snoop Dogg, overseeing groundbreaking albums like The Chronic, Doggy Style, and All Eyes on Me. Under his leadership, Death Row defined West Coast rap in the 90s. Tupac's tragic death and Knight's violent reputation began to tarnish Death Row's image. Legal troubles, including assault charges and parole violations, hastened the label's decline, leading to bankruptcy and a forced sale. Knight's legal issues peaked on January 29, 2015, when he ran over two men following an argument, resulting in one death and severe injuries to the other. After a tumultuous trial, he pleaded no contest to voluntary manslaughter and received a 28-year prison sentence. Currently incarcerated, Knight's earliest parole hearing is set for July 20, 37, but his declining health raises doubts about his future. Ian Watkins, lead singer of the rock band Lost Prophets, saw his fame and fortune crumble despite selling millions of albums and having a loyal fan base. Behind his public persona as a beloved figure, Watkins led a disturbing double life, preying on innocent individuals. In 2012, the truth came to light when police seized devices from Watkins, revealing evidence of his crimes. Watkins confessed to 13 sex crimes, including assault, planning further acts of violence, and possessing extreme sexual images involving animals. The weight of justice was, and Watkins received a 35-year prison sentence with an additional 6 years on license, reflecting the seriousness of his offenses and the harm inflicted on his victims. However, Watkins' darkness persisted even in prison. While incarcerated at HMP Wakefield, he became a target of fellow inmates seeking retribution. His stabbing serves as a chilling reminder of the consequences of his actions. Phil Spector, a legendary music producer, revolutionized the music industry in the 1960s with his wall of sound production technique. He worked with numerous iconic acts, including the Ronettes, the Crystals, and even the Beatles, producing some of the era's most memorable hits. However, Spector's illustrious career took a dark turn in 2003 when he was arrested for the murder of actress Lana Clarkson. The case drew significant media attention, highlighting Spector's erratic behavior and volatile personality. Despite his claims of innocence, the evidence against him was compelling. In 2009, Phil Spector was convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. His conviction marked a tragic downfall for a man who had once been celebrated as a musical genius. Spector remained incarcerated until his death in 2021. Young Thug and 27 others associated with the YSL gang were arrested, including Sergio Kitchens, known by his stage name Gunna. While Gunna doesn't have as extensive a criminal record as Young Thug, he faced serious charges, including conspiracy, possession of drugs with intent to distribute, and receiving stolen property. Gunna, at the peak of his music career, decided to surrender himself upon learning about the charges. He proclaimed his innocence through a social media post on June 14, 2022, asserting that he had been wrongly accused. Currently, Gunna and others linked to the YSL gang are facing conspiracy charges related to various illegal activities. Despite his claims of innocence, Gunna was denied bail and remains in custody awaiting trial, scheduled for January 9, 2023. Will Hayden, the charismatic personality behind Discovery Channel's Sons of Guns, faced a devastating cascade of allegations. Accused of offenses, sexual misconduct, rape, and even more abhorrent crimes, the charges painted a chilling portrait of his behavior. Claims surfaced suggesting Will engaged in non-consensual acts, with the alleged conduct spanning years. Despite vehemently refuting these accusations, his predicament worsened when his own daughter leveled charges against him. Amidst mounting allegations, Will chose to acknowledge guilt outside the courtroom, accepting responsibility for all charges. His narrative took a stark turn, culminating in a sentence that condemned him to multiple life terms. Another life sentence was subsequently imposed. Parole became an elusive hope, condemning Will to spend the rest of his days incarcerated. Danny Masterson became a household name for his role as Stephen Hyde in the famous television series That 70s Show, which aired from 1998 to 2006. In the mid-2010s, multiple women made disturbing allegations of sexual assault against Masterson, sending shockwaves through the industry and tarnishing his once promising career. In June 2020, he was arrested charged with 3 counts of sexual abuse. Along with the legal proceedings that followed, cast a shadow over Masterson's personal and professional life. His talent agency also cut ties with him, further isolating him from the industry that once welcomed him. As of 2023, at the age of 47, Masterson's legal situation remains unresolved, leaving a lingering cloud of uncertainty hanging over him. The case continues to attract the attention of the public and entertainment industry, increasing the scrutiny surrounding his actions. Fetty Wap, born Willie Jr. Maxwell II, skyrocketed to fame in 2015 with his hit single Trap Queen, which showcased his unique blend of singing and rapping. His distinctive sound and catchy tracks quickly earned him a prominent place in the hip-hop world, leading to further hits and a dedicated fan base. Despite his musical success, Fetty Wap's career has been overshadowed by legal troubles. In 2021, he was arrested on federal drug charges, accused of conspiring to distribute controlled substances across state lines. This arrest was a significant blow to his career and public image. In 2023, Fetty Wap was sentenced to 6 years in prison for his involvement in the drug trafficking conspiracy. His legal issues have highlighted the challenges he faces in balancing his career and personal life, casting a shadow over his contributions to the music industry. Jim Gordon, a revered drummer in the blues and rock music realms, collaborated with legends like Eric Clapton and Alice Cooper. Yet, amidst his fame, Gordon silently battled schizophrenia, tormented by auditory hallucinations, including his mother's voice. Misdiagnosed with a drinking problem, his mental health deteriorated unchecked. Under the grip of psychosis, Gordon tragically lost control. Urged by hallucinations, he committed a dire act against his own mother. Arrested in 1983, he was finally diagnosed with schizophrenia, illuminating his profound struggle. Initially sentenced to 16 years, Gordon's ongoing threat to society kept him incarcerated. His story highlights the complexities of mental illness and the tragic outcomes of untreated conditions. Ryan Grantham, known for his roles in television series and films, shocked the world when he was sentenced to life in prison for the second-degree murder of his mother, Barbara Waite, in 2020. The 24-year-old actor received his sentence in Vancouver, with no eligibility for parole for 14 years. During a June hearing, the court revealed Grantham shot his 64-year-old mother while she was playing the piano on March 31, 2020, and recorded a video confessing to the crime. The day after, Grantham loaded his car with weapons and camping supplies, intending to attack Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. However, he decided to turn himself in to the Vancouver police instead. Presiding Justice Kathleen Kerr called this decision a significant relief. Psychiatric reports showed Grantham had been battling depression and feelings of self-hatred, and the court concluded he killed his mother to spare her from witnessing further violence. Young QC, also known as Kwame Wilson. He claims to be a musician, but you won't find any of his tracks out there. Instead, you'll find him serving a whopping 99-year sentence for hiring a hitman to murder his own mother, Yolanda Holmes, and a local beauty shop owner. His mom did everything she could to keep him out of trouble. She got him a fancy car, a job, and showered him with gifts, all to steer him away from the gang life that his dad was into. But young QC wanted it all. and he wanted it now. So, he did the unthinkable and paid his buddy Eugene Spencer to eliminate his own mom. After the deed was done, young QC went on a wild spending spree, splurging his mom's hard-earned cash and even tossing wads of it at people like he was some kind of celebrity. When the law caught up with him, and he was nailed with first-degree murder charges. His buddy who pulled the trigger got a century behind bars, and young QC himself got nearly a century to ponder over his actions. Zach Avery, an actor with big dreams, turned into a con artist between 2014 and 2019. He convinced hundreds of people, including close friends and family, to invest large amounts of money. Avery's trick is to promise that movie rights will appear on major platforms like Netflix and HBO. The reality was starkly different. No agreements with major networks existed. It was all smoke and mirrors. Avery created a Ponzi fraud system, using new investors' money to pay interest to old investors. In this way, he created the impression of a big deal without real consent from the partners as promised. Law enforcement caught wind of his fraudulent activities, leading to his conviction and a severe sentence of 20 years in prison and an order to repay more than $230 million to his victims. Zach Avery's story is a cautionary tale, emphasizing the value of honesty and clearly demonstrating the consequences of misusing trust in the pursuit of dreams. Martha Stewart, a renowned businesswoman and television personality, became a household name through her influential role in home and lifestyle content. In 2001, Stewart faced legal trouble when she sold shares of ImClone Systems based on insider information. In 2003, she was indicted for securities fraud, obstruction of justice, and making false statements. In 2004, she was found guilty and sentenced to 5 months in federal prison, 5 months of home confinement, and 2 years of probation. After serving her prison sentence at the federal prison camp in Alderson, West Virginia, from October 2004 to March 2005, Stewart made a notable comeback. She revitalized her brand, continued her business ventures, and expanded her media presence, showcasing resilience and the ability to rebuild her reputation. YNW Melly, known for hits like Mixed Personalities with Kanye West and Suicidal featuring Juice WRLD, has faced significant legal troubles throughout his career. In 2015, he was sentenced to 1 year in prison for 3 counts of aggravated assault. 2 years later, he was imprisoned again for violating probation. Between 2018 and 2019, he faced multiple arrests for charges including drug possession and weapons offenses. However, Melly's legal troubles escalated in October 2018 with the fatal shootings of fellow rappers YNW Sack Chaser and YNW Juvie, close friends of Melly. He surrendered to police on February 13, 2019, amidst suspicions that he conspired with fellow rapper YNW Cortland Henry to stage the shootings as a drive-by. Currently in custody, Melly awaits trial scheduled for May 23, 2022. He faces accusations of plotting to escape prison with the assistance of his lawyer in September 2022. Bill Cosby, once revered as America's dad for his role in the beloved Cosby Show, has now faced a starkly different fate. He became the first celebrity of the Me Too era to be sentenced to prison for his crimes. Judge Stephen O'Neill at the Montgomery delivered the solemn sentence with determination, declaring it a moment of justice. Cosby, now 81 years old, was found guilty earlier in the year of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand at his suburban Philadelphia estate in 2004. The gravity of his actions was significant, and the sentence marks the culmination of his dramatic downfall from a once. Taken into custody immediately, Cosby was led away in handcuffs after the judge denied his request for bail pending appeal, citing concerns about community safety. Despite the subdued reaction during sentencing, reports later emerged of Cosby smiling, laughing, and engaging with his defense team. Tim Norman, a reality TV star known for appearing on Welcome to Sweetie Pies, a show documenting his family's soul food business, concealed a chilling secret behind his facade of success and charm. He orchestrated the cold-blooded murder of his nephew, Andre Montgomery, a 21-year-old aspiring rapper who also starred in the show. Motivated by greed, Norman plotted to cash in on a $450,000 life insurance policy he had taken out on Montgomery months earlier. He hired individuals to carry out the heinous act, going to great lengths to ensure his plan's execution. An exotic dancer was paid to lure Montgomery to a street in St. Louis, where a merciless gunman tragically ended his young life in 2016. Norman's attempt to profit from the insurance money was swiftly thwarted by the FBI, leading to his arrest. In 2021, he faced charges of conspiracy to commit murder for hire and conspiracy to commit fraud. Jacob Hoggard gained fame as a Canadian singer who rose to prominence through Canadian Idol and later became the lead vocalist of the pop-rock band Hedley. However, his career has been marred by legal controversies. In 2005, Hedley faced legal issues when an unconscious individual was found outside one of their performances. Despite the person declining to undergo a rape kit examination, the band still faced potential legal repercussions. The situation escalated in 2016 when allegations of sexual abuse surfaced against one of the band members. This further tarnished the band's reputation. In 2018, Jacob Hoggard himself was charged with sexual interference and assault causing bodily harm. While charges related to assault were dropped, he still faces a charge scheduled for August 4, 2022, stemming from events in 2016. Michael Jace, known for his role as a police officer in The Shield, was sentenced to 40 years to life for the second-degree murder of his wife, April Jace, in 2014. The 53-year-old actor admitted to fatally shooting April in their home, with chilling details emerging during the trial. Facing the court during sentencing, Jace expressed remorse and acknowledged the lack of justification for his actions. He received a severe sentence of 15 years to life for murder and 25 years to life for a gun enhancement. In recorded interviews, Jace revealed he had initially planned suicide, but instead shot April, intending for her to suffer. Evidence included testimony from their son, who recounted hearing Jace's words before the shooting. The defense argued for manslaughter, citing emotional distress, while prosecutors emphasized Jace's suspicions of infidelity as motive. Caswell Sr., also known as Casanova, is facing the possibility of a lengthy prison sentence, up to 60 years, due to a series of serious charges. In December 2020, he was implicated with the untouchable Gorilla Stone Nation gang, leading to arrests on gun possession and gang-related charges. Were connected to the tragic death of a 15-year-old, despite Casanova not being directly involved in the incident. These investigations uncovered links to a New York robbery and the sale of over 100 kilograms of illegal drugs in 2021. Additionally, Casanova and a companion were allegedly involved in a shooting at a Miami bar targeting a rival gang member, with incriminating text messages serving as evidence. Despite maintaining his innocence on social media, Casanova awaits trial in prison, scheduled for December 6, 2022. The seriousness of the charges ensures he faces a minimum of 5 years behind bars, with the possibility of a maximum sentence of 60 years. Drew Drexel, the champion of NBC's American Ninja Warrior competition, faced serious allegations related to unlawful sexual conduct with a woman in New Jersey. Prosecutors revealed that the victim, a young woman, bravely stepped forward to accuse Drexel in June 2019. She disclosed that their sexual relationship began in 2015. The complaint detailed Drexel inviting the woman to his gym in Hamden after his girlfriend left the premises on her birthday. Their encounters continued at various locations in New Jersey, including restaurant parking lots and outdoor settings. Drexel frequently requested the woman to engage in explicit conversations over Skype while she was nude. He possessed pornographic images and videos of her on an old phone. Drexel faces serious charges, including producing pornographic content and traveling to engage in unlawful sexual conduct. His attorney stated he would plead not guilty, asserting his innocence during the trial. Colin Rashad Walker exemplifies the chilling misuse of power and trust in the online realm. His actions breached the law and egregiously exploited the trust and vulnerability of his victims. The prosecutor's revelation of Walker's predatory behavior, using social networks to sexually assault numerous women, underscores the hazards of online platforms and their susceptibility to manipulation. Walker's callous disregard for the suffering he inflicted compounds the gravity of his actions. His conviction and sentencing to up to 50 years to life imprisonment represent a crucial stride in holding sexual offenders accountable and ensuring they face the repercussions of their deeds. It underscores the necessity of ensuring perpetrators like Walker are held answerable for their crimes, highlighting the ongoing need for vigilance and reform in addressing such egregious abuses of trust and power in the digital age. Kodak Black, born Bill K. Capri, is known for his distinct voice and hit songs like Tunnel Vision and Z's. He quickly rose to fame with his unique style and candid lyrics, becoming a prominent figure in the rap scene. His music often reflects his tumultuous upbringing and life experiences. However, Kodak Black's career has been frequently interrupted by legal issues. He has faced multiple incarcerations for charges ranging from drug possession to firearm offenses. His most significant legal trouble came in 2019 when he was sentenced to nearly 4 years in federal prison for weapons charges. In a surprising turn of events, Kodak Black was granted clemency by President Donald Trump in 2021, leading to his early release from prison. Despite his ongoing legal battles, he continues to release music and maintain a presence in the rap industry, determined to overcome his past challenges. R. Kelly, also known as Robert Kelly, faced legal issues since the 1990s but was only prosecuted in 2021. In the early 2000s, he was one of the most popular R&B recording artists. However, today he is serving a prison sentence for trafficking and sexual abuse. Trouble signs began in 1994 when he allegedly convinced Aaliyah to falsify her birth certificate so they could marry. Disturbing incidents continued, including accusations of harming a woman in 1996. In 2002, a video surfaced showing Kelly engaging in inappropriate behavior with minors, and a camera containing explicit photos was confiscated, though charges were dropped due to insufficient evidence. Despite these issues, allegations persisted. Kelly was accused of keeping multiple women as prisoners in a dangerous cult-like environment. As news spread, more women came forward with accusations of abuse. Consequently, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison in June 2022. Amy Locane, a talented American actress, rose to fame with her role in the film Cry Baby alongside Johnny Depp. Her promising career took a drastic turn in 2010 when she was involved in a tragic drunk driving accident in New Jersey, resulting in the death of Helene Seaman. This incident led to Locane's arrest and conviction on charges of vehicular manslaughter and assault. After serving her prison sentence, Locane tried to rebuild her life, spending 5 years as a model citizen and working to prevent others from making similar mistakes. However, despite her efforts, she found herself back in prison in September 2020 for the same offense. From the Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women, Locane struggles with confusion and disappointment. As Locane faces the harsh reality of her situation, she is reminded that redemption and forgiveness are not easily obtained, and the past can catch up with us in unexpected and challenging ways. Adidja Azim Palmer, better known as Vybz Kartel, is a renowned Jamaican reggae and dancehall artist who once enjoyed global acclaim. However, his life took a dark turn when Clive Lizard Williams allegedly stole a firearm from him. In response, Kartel reportedly orchestrated Williams's murder. On December 29, 2011, authorities apprehended Kartel and charged him with possession of illicit substances and illegal firearms. While he was granted bail for these charges, he remained incarcerated in connection with Williams' murder. Kartel's trial faced numerous delays, including a 3-year postponement due to issues with jury selection. Finally, on November 18, 2013, after a 65-day trial, a jury of 11 members found Kartel guilty. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after serving 32 years and 6 months, making him eligible for release in 2046. Joe Exotic, the central figure of the documentary series Tiger King, faced significant legal troubles following his arrest in September 2018. Law enforcement alleged that Joe had attempted to hire a hitman to murder Carol Baskin, an animal rights activist and vocal critic of his. This arrest came shortly after Joe left the wildlife park where he had worked. In March 2019, Joe's case went to trial, where he confronted charges of animal cruelty and falsifying wildlife records in addition to the murder for hire accusation. Despite his attempts, Joe was unsuccessful in suing the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, adding to the weight of his legal battles. Ultimately, Joe was sentenced to 22 years in prison. Despite the severity of his sentence, there remains speculation about the possibility of his release in the future. In 2003, the case of retired rapper C. Murder, born Corey Miller, drew significant attention when he was arrested for the murder of 16-year-old Stephen Thomas. The incident occurred after a 2002 rap battle, where Thomas accidentally bumped into a member of C. Murder's group, leading to a deadly altercation in which Thomas was shot. C. Murder has maintained his innocence, pointing to critical witness testimonies. 2 witnesses later revealed they were coerced by police into identifying C. Murder as the shooter. Darnell Jordan, a security guard at the scene, admitted he was arrested and detained until he agreed to testify against C. Murder. The case gained renewed attention in 2020 when Kim Kardashian advocated for C. Murder, seeking to uncover the truth. Despite her efforts, C. Murder remains imprisoned, serving a life sentence. His release hinges on presenting compelling evidence to prove his innocence and identify the true perpetrator of the crime that night. One time, favorite Toby Willis stars, a musical family led by Toby Willis and 12 children, took them to the quarterfinals of America's Got Talent 2014, receiving rave reviews and admiration from fans nationwide. His true nature is that of an illegal sexual predator preying on the innocence of 4 girls, whose ages hover when they became victims of his unspeakable behavior. Taking place in 2016, the harsh truth was revealed when a brave victim broke the silence and reported it to the authorities. Toby Willis is arrested, and the truth comes out. In 2017, he pleaded guilty to 4 counts of sexual abuse, forever tarnishing the image he presented to the world thereafter. Sentenced to 40 years in prison without the possibility of parole, during which he was ordered to pay a staggering $1.4 million to his victims and forced to register as a sex offender for life. Josh Duggar, once a prominent figure on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting, faced a dramatic downfall when he was sentenced to 12.5 years in prison in December 2021. His release date was recently postponed to October 2nd in 2032 amidst reports of solitary confinement due to possessing a contraband cell phone. Prosecutors revealed disturbing details, including Duggar's possession of over 600 photos and videos depicting sexual abuse. Assistant United States Attorney Dustin Roberts described Duggar's actions as deeply troubling, highlighted Duggar's previous accusations of sexually abusing 5 young girls. Despite admitting guilt in 2015, Duggar maintains his innocence and is actively appealing his conviction. His defense attorney argued that Duggar's rights were violated during the investigation in a recent appeals hearing. This ongoing legal battle underscores the disturbing nature of the case and raises questions about the safety of vulnerable individuals in society. The video ends here. Remember, there are still many other interesting and engaging videos in my playlist. Before you leave, please leave a comment number 1 if you found the video interesting, or number 2 if not. It's that simple, isn't it? Thank you.
Welcome back to Hourglass channel.
My name is
Find
Danny
yourself a
Masterson.
suitable sitting position to start your journey
My
today.
colleagues and I from Brown Rudnick are truly honored to represent the plaintiff in this case, Johnny Depp.
On July 2019, Kelly was arrested by federal agents in Chicago, according to the Chicago Tribune. Allegations emerged that Kelly and his associates were involved in recruiting young girls for illegal activities, coercing them into exploitative relationships and isolating them from their families, controlling their lives effectively. The indictment, filed in U.S. District Court in New York City, coincided with Chicago prosecutors bringing their own charges, accusing Kelly of bribing witnesses and victims involved in the troubles his previous legal, including a sensitive case from 2008. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the trial date in New York was postponed. Meanwhile, Kelly was awaiting trial at a federal facility in Chicago, where he encountered violence. It was reported that he was attacked by a member of the Latin Kings gang, assaulted Kelly while he slept, leaving him severely concussed. In June 2022, Kelly faced consequences for her actions when she was sentenced to 30 years in prison, stemming from a conviction related to trafficking in recruiting young girls for illegal activities. Later in September, he faced additional charges for creating sensitive content. Despite his attorney's pleas for leniency, advocating for a reduced 11-year sentence, Kelly's fate remains sealed within the confines of the justice system. Born Corey Miller in New Orleans, the rapper, also known as C. Murder, was convicted of second-degree murder in connection with the 2002 killing of a teenager named Steve Thomas in a nightclub, as reported by NBC News. He began serving a life sentence at the Louisiana State Penitentiary in 2009. However, his case took a dramatic turn when two key eyewitnesses recanted their testimony after his incarceration. Additionally, an unexpected ally, reality star Kim Kardashian, has stepped up to support his defense. In April 2020, the Supreme Court ruled that jury verdicts in significant criminal cases must be unanimous. Miller's conviction, however, was not unanimous. It was 10-2. One of the witnesses, Kenneth Jordan, admitted that he had been coerced into providing false testimony about C. Murder because he feared facing unrelated charges and imprisonment. The other witness, Darnell Jordan, also confessed that he had felt pressured to lie under oath. Throughout his imprisonment, the convicted artist has steadfastly proclaimed his innocence on all charges. Lindsay Lohan's rise to stardom was meteoric, fueled by memorable performances in Disney's The Parent Trap and the cult classic Mean Girls. However, her journey was marred by legal troubles that began in 2007, including charges for driving under the influence and cocaine possession. Despite efforts at rehabilitation, including brief jail terms and mandated rehab, Lohan struggled with probation violations and recurrent legal issues. In 2010, she faced her most significant sentence for probation violations, serving only a fraction due to prison overcrowding and exemplary behavior upon release. Despite her setbacks, Lohan made several attempts at a career comeback, though her public image remained tarnished by her turbulent past. Her story serves as a stark reminder of the immense pressures faced by young Hollywood stars and the pitfalls of fame. Despite the challenges, Lohan's resilience and determination to overcome adversity offer hope to others grappling with similar struggles in the unforgiving spotlight. In the vast annals of Hollywood lore, few tales of redemption shine as brightly as that of Robert Downey Jr. from a tender age. His prodigious talent catapulted him to stardom, earning acclaim in films like Less Than Zero and Chaplin, the latter securing him an Academy Award nomination. Yet, as his star ascended, Downey's life veered into the grips of addiction. Influenced by his father's introduction to marijuana, his teenage experimentation spiraled into a cycle of legal troubles, marked by arrests and encounters with heroin, cocaine, and even firearms. In 1999, Downey faced incarceration in a California substance abuse facility and state jail, a crucible of introspection. Emerging from this dark chapter, he fought to reclaim his career, battling against the odds with the support of friends and industry allies. Then, in 2008, came his resurrection. Cast as the iconic Tony Stark in Iron Man, Downey not only revitalized his career, but also became the linchpin of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. His portrayal earned widespread acclaim, reaffirming his status as a Hollywood heavyweight. Today, Downey's legacy transcends his acting prowess. His journey from addiction to success stands as a testament to personal resilience and the power of second chances, a beacon of hope illuminating even the darkest corners of despair. Winona Ryder, born Winona Laura Horowitz, is a renowned actress known for her roles in films such as Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, and Little Women. However, Ryder's career faced a significant setback due to a high-profile court dispute in 2001. In December of that year, she was arrested for shoplifting items worth over $5,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills. The incident became a major controversy, drawing widespread media attention and tarnishing her career. The following year, Ryder faced trial and was convicted of felony grand theft and vandalism in November 2002. However, she was acquitted of criminal burglary charges. Ryder received a sentence of 3 years probation, 480 hours of community service, and fines and restitution for the store. Despite avoiding jail time, the affair severely damaged her reputation and career. Ryder took a step back from the spotlight for several years, gradually returning to acting with smaller roles. In 2016, she made a significant comeback with the Netflix hit series Stranger Things. Her case serves as a stark reminder that even prominent Hollywood figures can face legal troubles with serious personal and professional consequences. Tim Allen, born Timothy Allen Dick, is a versatile actor and comedian celebrated for his iconic roles in Home Improvement and as the voice of Buzz Lightyear in the beloved Toy Story films. However, before his illustrious Hollywood career, Allen encountered a brush with the law. In 1978, Allen was apprehended at the Kalamazoo Battle Creek International Airport for possessing over 650 grams of cocaine. He eventually pleaded guilty to narcotics trafficking charges, a decision that potentially carried a life sentence. In a pivotal turn, Allen cooperated with authorities, providing crucial information about other narcotics distributors. Consequently, he received a reduced sentence. In 1981, Allen was sentenced to 3 to 7 years in federal prison, serving 2 years and 4 months at the Sandstone Federal Correctional Institution in Minnesota. His time behind bars proved transformative, sparking a profound reevaluation of his life's direction. Upon his release, Allen turned to comedy as a means of catharsis and renewal. This shift marked the beginning of a remarkable journey toward a successful entertainment career. Embracing his past missteps, Allen openly acknowledged his mistakes, leveraging his experiences to inspire others and caution against similar pitfalls. His remarkable journey underscores the resilience of the human spirit and serves as an inspiring example of overcoming obstacles to achieve triumph. Wesley Snipes is a distinguished actor and martial artist who gained fame in the 1990s through his captivating performances in action-packed films such as Demolition Man, Blade, and Passenger 57. However, in 2006, Snipes found himself entangled in a different kind of battle. He faced charges of tax evasion, accused of attempting to defraud the government of millions of dollars by neglecting to file tax returns for several years. Although Snipes was acquitted of felony tax fraud and conspiracy charges in 2008, he was convicted of 3 misdemeanor counts of failing to file a federal income tax return. Consequently, he received a 3-year jail sentence in 2010, the maximum penalty for his convictions. Despite appealing his case, his appeals were unsuccessful, and he commenced his term in December of that year. After nearly 2 years behind bars at the McKean Federal Correctional Institution in Pennsylvania, Snipes was released in April 2013. During his sentence and since his release, he has remained in the public eye due to ongoing legal disputes regarding his convictions. Snipes has since returned to acting, though his career has yet to fully recover. His journey serves as a cautionary tale about the repercussions of financial missteps, underscoring the importance of tax compliance even for individuals of high stature who may presume themselves exempt from such mundane concerns. Todd and Julie Chrisley rose to fame through their reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. The series offers viewers a glimpse into the lives of the Chrisley family, residing in the South, as they navigate the challenges and joys of everyday life, albeit with the twist of their significant wealth. Todd Chrisley, in particular, is depicted as a highly successful entrepreneur and real estate developer whose unwavering business acumen extends to his management of family affairs. Despite his vigilant oversight, the family often finds themselves embroiled in various antics and conflicts, adding to the show's entertainment value. However, the family's fortunes took a dramatic turn when Todd and Julie found themselves entangled in a complex legal ordeal. On August 12, 2019, the couple was charged with a slew of serious offenses, including tax evasion, conspiracy, bank fraud, and wire fraud. As reported by Entertainment Tonight, the situation reached its climax on June 7, 2022, when both Todd and Julie were convicted on all counts. As a result of their convictions, Todd is currently serving a 12-year sentence at Federal Prison Camp Pensacola, while Julie is serving a 7-year sentence at Federal Medical Center, Lexington, Kentucky. The legal troubles faced by the Chrisley family serve as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of financial misconduct, even for those in the public eye. Felicity Huffman gained acclaim as an award-winning actress, particularly for her roles in Desperate Housewives and Transamerica. However, her reputation took a significant blow in 2019 amidst her involvement in a highly publicized college admissions scandal. Huffman was among a group of affluent parents accused of engaging in fraudulent schemes to secure admission for their children into prestigious universities. Admitting to paying $15,000 to manipulate her daughter's scholastic assessment test exam scores, Huffman pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit honest services mail fraud in May 2019. In September of the same year, Huffman was sentenced to 14 days in federal prison, a $30,000 fine, 250 hours of community service, and a year of supervised release. The scandal sparked widespread public outrage and inflicted lasting damage to Huffman's reputation. Since completing her sentence, Huffman has maintained a low profile. Her experience serves as a stark reminder of the legal consequences that can accompany unethical behavior, even for individuals in the upper echelons of society. Dani Alves, of former Barcelona right back, indeed made headlines in 2023, but not for his prowess on the football field. In a shocking turn of events, a Spanish court detained him without bail in January 2023 over allegations of sexual violation against a woman at a Barcelona nightclub. The news sent shockwaves through the football community, where Alves had been revered for his skill and sportsmanship. Fans and pundits alike were left stunned by the allegations against a player who had once been a symbol of integrity and excellence on the pitch. As the legal proceedings unfolded, the world watched anxiously, grappling with the troubling juxtaposition of a beloved sports figure facing such serious accusations. The case served as a stark reminder of the complexities and controversies that can sometimes overshadow the glamour of professional sports. While Dani Alves' legacy as a footballer may forever be tarnished by these allegations, the unfolding legal drama serves as a sobering reminder that even the most celebrated athletes are not immune to the complexities of human behavior and the consequences of their actions. Oscar Pistorius, an Olympic and Paralympic athlete, made headlines when he tragically shot and killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, at his home in Pretoria, South Africa, on Valentine's Day in 2013. Despite Pistorius's claims that he mistook Steenkamp for an intruder and shot her accidentally, he was arrested and charged with murder. Initially, Pistorius was convicted of culpable homicide by a jury and received a 5-year prison sentence. Additionally, he was handed a 3-year prison term with a 3-year suspension for reckless endangerment. However, Pistorius was released from prison after serving only 1 year. Subsequently, authorities overturned the initial verdict and sentenced Pistorius to an additional 13 years and 5 months in jail for murder. As a result, the athlete could potentially remain imprisoned until 2030, although he may be eligible for parole in 2023. This high-profile case has sparked widespread debate and scrutiny regarding the legal system's handling of the incident and the consequences for Pistorius. Is there a particular character from our video that caught your attention? Feel free to share your thoughts or ask questions about any of them. And don't forget, there are plenty more intriguing videos waiting for you in your shopping cart that you haven't discovered yet. Shannon Richardson, known for her role in The Vampire Diaries, found herself embroiled in one of the most peculiar cases to date. The Texas actress shocked the global community in 2014 when she admitted to sending ricin-laced letters to President Barack Obama. These toxic missives, originating from Shreveport, Louisiana in May 2013, were a chilling attempt at harm. Upon investigation, it was revealed that the ricin was derived from castor beans, and records indicated that Richardson had recently purchased castor beans, along with lye, another component of the deadly substance. Despite initially attempting to shift blame onto her husband, Richardson eventually faced the stark reality of her situation. With the prospect of a lifetime behind bars looming large, Richardson opted for a plea deal. Ultimately, she was sentenced to 18 years in prison and ordered to pay $367,000 in restitution. This shocking turn of events left the entertainment world reeling, serving as a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of even the most seemingly glamorous lives. Ryan Grantham's story is one of remarkable transformation. From a seemingly innocent child to a convicted murderer, the Riverdale star shocked the world when he received a life sentence for coldly shooting his own mother to death at their home in Canada. Barbara White, his mother, fell victim to a single shot to the back of the head from Grantham's pistol. Only 21 years old at the time of the crime, there was no doubt about Grantham's guilt. His confession not only affirmed his guilt in his mother's murder, but also revealed a disturbing plan to assassinate Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and carry out a school shooting. Fortunately, authorities intervened before this cruel act was committed. While Grantham's lawyers argued for a lighter sentence, Judge Kathleen Kerr ultimately agreed to allow him to apply for parole after serving 14 years of his life sentence. Although his release may come in the future, the shadow of his dark past will surely linger, serving as a grim reminder of the unfathomable depths that some people can sink. Avery, the producer of Minamata, found himself embroiled in scandal when he was convicted in October 2021 for wire fraud. For years, the Trespassers actor operated as a key figure in a Ponzi scheme, deceiving investors with promises of lucrative film distribution deals with HBO and Netflix. Zickuhr and his cohorts lured investors by claiming that their funds would be used to acquire licensing rights to films that HBO and Netflix had supposedly agreed to distribute internationally. However, it soon became apparent that these agreements were entirely fabricated. The Ponzi scheme proved to be immensely successful, raising a staggering $650 million. Yet, when the truth emerged, Avery faced the consequences of his actions. He was sentenced to prison for defrauding investors of over $200 million, and United States District Judge Mark C. Scarcy ordered him to pay approximately $230 million in restitution to those he had stolen from. The case serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of financial deception and the severe repercussions for those who engage in such schemes. Michael Jace is a figure with dual identities in the public eye. Known to many as the Los Angeles police officer Julian Loa from the FX drama The Shield, he took on a much darker persona in 2014 when he fatally shot his wife. The tragic incident unfolded when Jace called the police to report that he had shot his wife, April Jace, after she expressed her intention to divorce him. In a moment of anger and desperation, Jace pulled a gun on April, intending to harm her, but tragically ended up shooting her twice in the legs in front of their young sons. Jace stood trial for second-degree murder, during which his own son testified against him. Despite his plea of not guilty, the jury ultimately convicted him in 2016, sentencing him to 40 years in prison. The news shocked fans of the actor, who had always portrayed virtuous characters on screen. However, reports from close friends of the couple revealed a long history of domestic violence in their relationship. Now incarcerated, Michael Jace serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the harrowing consequences of domestic violence and the importance of seeking help and intervention before it's too late. In prison, he is unable to inflict harm on anyone else, bringing a sense of closure and safety to those affected by his actions. In 2017, the whole country was shaken by the scandal surrounding William Hayden, the prominent character of the reality TV show Sons of Guns. The unraveling of Hayden's once glamorous exterior began as early as 2014 when whispers of misconduct and abuse tarnished his reputation. Sexual assault allegations against 2 girls in Louisiana cast a shadow over his celebrity status, heralding the beginning of his downfall. As rumors swirl, Hayden's world comes crashing down, culminating in a shocking arrest that marks the pinnacle of his career. Despite vehement denials, a growing body of evidence paints a damning portrait of a predator masquerading as a public persona. The legal battle that followed became a battleground between truth and deception, with brave survivors coming forward to expose Hayden's atrocities. Their testimony, filled with courage and tenacity, exposed Hayden's deep depravity, lit a beacon of hope for survivors, and emphasized the imperative of justice. Amid escalating tensions, the courtroom witnessed a riveting climax when Hayden was convicted on all counts, sentenced to life in prison without parole. While justice prevails, the scars caused by his crimes endure as poignant reminders of the resilience of the human spirit and the dogged pursuit of accountability. Allison Mack, for years, projected an image of unwavering support for women's empowerment. Alongside her acting endeavors, she helmed a multifaceted marketing firm. Yet beneath the surface of this enterprise lay a disturbing reality. In 2018, the FBI intervened, unveiling Mack's involvement in a harrowing case of sex trafficking and labor exploitation. Operating under the guise of DOS Dominus Obsequious Sororium, the group clandestinely recruited women. These women were subjected to branding by the group's founder, Keith Rainier, and coerced into committing various acts against their will. Upon her arrest, Mack swiftly admitted guilt to charges of conspiracy and racketeering. In a bid to mitigate her sentence, she collaborated with authorities, offering pivotal information that led to the apprehension of other key figures within the organization. Rainier faced the full brunt of justice with a hefty 120-year prison sentence, whereas Mack received a comparatively lenient punishment owing to her cooperation. However, public scrutiny intensified when Mack was granted early release in July 2023, reigniting debate about the efficacy of the justice system. Allison Mack's story serves as a sobering reminder of the complexities surrounding exploitation and the pursuit of justice in cases of manipulation and abuse of power. Drew Drexel, famed as the champion of NBC's American Ninja Warrior, found himself entangled in a deeply troubling legal ordeal, accused of engaging in unlawful sexual conduct with a woman in New Jersey. The allegations emerged after the victim, a young woman, bravely stepped forward in June 2019, disclosing a disturbing chronology of their relationship. Prosecutors revealed that their association began in 2014, with their sexual involvement allegedly commencing in 2015. The complaint outlined unsettling details, including encounters at Drexel's Connecticut gym, reportedly during his girlfriend's absence on the woman's birthday. Their liaisons extended to various New Jersey locales, from restaurant parking lots to outdoor settings. Prosecutors highlighted Drexel's alleged solicitation of explicit Skype conversations while the woman was unclothed, along with his possession of pornographic material featuring her. Drexel, facing serious charges, including producing pornographic content and traveling for unlawful sexual conduct, intends to plead not guilty, fervently asserting his innocence. These allegations have rocked both his fan base and the public, given his prominent status and past achievements on American Ninja Warrior. As legal proceedings unfold, Drexel awaits transfer to New Jersey, casting a shadow over his once gleaming career. Colin Rashad Walker's ascent in Hollywood was swift after his remarkable portrayal in the 2018 film Superfly, embodying a key character from the 70s era. He further solidified his presence in the industry with a role in the 2017 drama Kings, sharing the screen with luminaries like Halle Berry and Daniel Craig. However, Walker's promising career hit a devastating roadblock when disturbing allegations surfaced. In September 2018, he faced charges of sexual misconduct following accusations from 4 Brave models. These women recounted how Walker, under the guise of professional opportunities, exploited them in reprehensible ways. Despite initially escaping immediate consequences by posting a hefty bail of $1 million, Walker's luck ran out in March 2019. Additional victims came forward with compelling evidence, leading to his conviction on 9 felony counts. Superior Court Judge Joseph Brandolino sentenced him to 50 years in prison and mandated registration as a sex offender. Walker's downfall serves as a somber reminder that accountability knows no bounds, especially in the pursuit of justice for the vulnerable. Joe Exotic rose to global prominence following the release of the 2020 Netflix docuseries Tiger King, where he was portrayed as a larger-than-life figure caring for exotic big cats at the Greater Wynwood Exotic Animal Park in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. However, Joe's moment in the spotlight came crashing down in September 2018 when he was arrested. Law enforcement revealed that Joe had allegedly attempted to hire 2 hitmen to murder fellow animal rights activist Carol Baskin Baxton, who had become his nemesis after accusing him of animal abuse. Investigations uncovered that Joe had reached out to an undercover FBI agent in December 2017, offering $10,000 for the hit. Carol further fueled the fire by accusing Joe of killing and feeding her ex-husband, Don Lewis, to his tigers. In 2019, Joe was convicted for his crimes, receiving a 22-year prison sentence. He was found guilty on 2 counts of attempted murder for hire and 17 federal charges of animal abuse, including the killing of 5 tigers and falsifying zoo records. However, to Carol's dismay, Joe was not convicted for her husband's disappearance. In January 2022, Joe had his sentence reduced by 1 year, resulting in a 21-year prison term instead of the initial 22. Despite this, the saga surrounding Joe Exotic continues to captivate audiences with its twists and turns. Skyler Deleon, once known for his role in Power Rangers, took a dark turn when his acting career waned, choosing a path of crime instead. In 2004, he became infamous for the brutal murder of Thomas and Jackie Hawks from Prescott, Arizona. The couple had innocently sought to sell their cherished boat, only to vanish mysteriously. It later emerged that Skyler, alongside his wife Jennifer Deleon, orchestrated the theft of the boat for themselves. Tragically, the robbery escalated into a nightmare for the Hawks as they were bound and thrown into the sea, never to be seen again. For years, Skyler managed to elude capture until one of his accomplices confessed to the authorities, leading to his arrest. In 2009, he was sentenced to death for the severity of his crimes. However, due to being located in California, a state where the death penalty was blocked, the sentence was never executed. Adding another layer to the story, Skyler began hormone replacement therapy in 2009 to transition from male to female. Now known as Skyler Preciosa, she has undergone a significant transformation since her days as a notorious criminal, but the memory of her heinous actions still lingers. Michael Gerard Tyson, born on June 30, 1966, became the youngest heavyweight champion in boxing history at just 20 years old. However, Tyson's illustrious boxing career was often marred by personal turmoil, legal issues, and controversies. In 1992, Tyson's life took a dark turn when he was convicted of unlawful activities, notably an incident involving Desiree Washington at the Miss Black America Finals. This resulted in a substantial 6-year prison sentence, of which he served 3 years at Indiana's Plainfield Correctional Facility. Following his release, Tyson faced an uphill battle in rehabilitating his career and public image. Despite his efforts, challenges persisted both inside and outside the ring. One of the most notorious incidents occurred in 1997 when Tyson was disqualified for biting off a portion of Evander Holyfield's ear during a match. Nevertheless, Tyson has shown resilience and determination in his quest for redemption. He has explored new avenues such as acting, entrepreneurship, including starting his own marijuana company, and even a return to boxing. Through his journey of redemption, Tyson's story serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities surrounding celebrity, personal growth, and the pursuit of redemption. Orenthal James Simpson, the iconic football superstar and television personality, became the focus of one of America's most sensational legal dramas during the tumultuous 1990s. Accused of heinous crimes including murder and robbery, Simpson found himself thrust into a maelstrom of controversy, with the intricacies of his trial captivating the nation. Amidst a sprawling and contentious legal battle, Simpson's once charmed life was laid bare. The courtroom became a stage for a clash of narratives, as evidence and testimonies were vigorously debated and dissected. The trial, stemming from the tragic deaths of his girlfriend, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman, became a defining moment in American legal history. Ultimately, Simpson faced the weight of justice. Following a protracted legal process, he was convicted and sentenced. His involvement in a Las Vegas hotel room altercation resulted in a sobering 9-year prison term. In the aftermath of the trial, Simpson's once glittering image was tarnished, eclipsed by the shadow of his actions and the ensuing fallout. His life and career, once the embodiment of success and adulation, were forever altered by the consequences of his choices, leaving an enduring imprint on his legacy and the fabric of American culture. Ronaldinho's journey from adversity to triumph is a captivating tale of resilience and redemption. Nearly a year ago, he hit rock bottom with seized assets, unpaid taxes, and house arrest. Then, a stint behind bars in Paraguay over passport irregularities further tested him. But even in confinement, Ronaldinho's spirit remained unbroken. He dominated futsal tournaments, showcasing his brilliance and leading his team to victory. Upon his release, Ronaldinho didn't just bounce back, he soared. Embracing new roles, he became Brazil's tourism ambassador and swiftly regained his wealth and influence. But he didn't stop there. Immersed in his passion for music, he ventured into the industry, creating hits that resonated worldwide. Additionally, he ventured into entrepreneurship with his organic gin brand and acclaimed wine label. Acknowledged as a cultural icon, Ronaldinho's entry into esports solidified his status as a trailblazer. Despite setbacks like a battle with COVID-19, he remains undeterred. With a biopic in the works, his journey continues, showcasing the enduring power of resilience and the allure of redemption in the face of adversity. On July 2019, R. Kelly was arrested by federal agents in Chicago, according to the Chicago Tribune. Allegations emerged that Kelly and his associates were involved in recruiting young girls for illegal activities, coercing them into exploitative relationships and isolating them from their families, controlling their lives effectively. The indictment, filed in U.S. District Court in New York City, coincided with Chicago prosecutors bringing their own charges, accusing Kelly of bribing witnesses and victims involved in the troubles his previous legal, including a sensitive case from 2008. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the trial date in New York was postponed. Meanwhile, Kelly was awaiting trial at a federal facility in Chicago, where he encountered violence. It was reported that he was attacked by a member of the Latin Kings gang, assaulted Kelly while he slept, leaving him severely concussed. In June 2022, Kelly faced consequences for her actions when she was sentenced to 30 years in prison, stemming from a conviction related to trafficking in recruiting young girls for illegal activities. Later in September, he faced additional charges for creating sensitive content. Despite his attorney's pleas for leniency, advocating for a reduced 11-year sentence, Kelly's fate remains sealed within the confines of the justice system. Lindsay Lohan's rise to stardom was meteoric, fueled by memorable performances in Disney's The Parent Trap and the cult classic Mean Girls. However, her journey was marred by legal troubles that began in 2007, including charges for driving under the influence and cocaine possession. Despite efforts at rehabilitation, including brief jail terms and mandated rehab, Lohan struggled with probation violations and recurrent legal issues. In 2010, she faced her most significant sentence for probation violations, serving only a fraction due to prison overcrowding and exemplary behavior upon release. Despite her setbacks, Lohan made several attempts at a career comeback, though her public image remained tarnished by her turbulent past. Her story serves as a stark reminder of the immense pressures faced by young Hollywood stars and the pitfalls of fame. Despite the challenges, Lohan's resilience and determination to overcome adversity offer hope to others grappling with similar struggles in the unforgiving spotlight. Winona Ryder, born Winona Laura Horowitz, is a renowned actress known for her roles in films such as Edward Scissorhands, Beetlejuice, and Little Women. However, Ryder's career faced a significant setback due to a high-profile court dispute in 2001. In December of that year, she was arrested for shoplifting items worth over $5,000 at Saks Fifth Avenue in Beverly Hills. The incident became a major controversy, drawing widespread media attention and tarnishing her career. The following year, Ryder faced trial and was convicted of felony grand theft and vandalism in November 2002. However, she was acquitted of criminal burglary charges. Ryder received a sentence of 3 years probation, 480 hours of community service, and fines and restitution for the store. Despite avoiding jail time, the affair severely damaged her reputation and career. Ryder took a step back from the spotlight for several years, gradually returning to acting with smaller roles. In 2016, she made a significant comeback with the Netflix hit series Stranger Things. Her case serves as a stark reminder that even prominent Hollywood figures can face legal troubles with serious personal and professional consequences. Todd and Julie Chrisley rose to fame through their reality show, Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. The series offers viewers a glimpse into the lives of the Chrisley family, residing in the South, as they navigate the challenges and joys of everyday life, albeit with the twist of their significant wealth. Todd Chrisley, in particular, is depicted as a highly successful entrepreneur and real estate developer whose unwavering business acumen extends to his management of family affairs. Despite his vigilant oversight, the family often finds themselves embroiled in various antics and conflicts, adding to the show's entertainment value. However, the family's fortunes took a dramatic turn when Todd and Julie found themselves entangled in a complex legal ordeal. On August 12, 2019, the couple was charged with a slew of serious offenses, including tax evasion, conspiracy, bank fraud, and wire fraud, as reported by Entertainment Tonight. The situation reached its climax on June 7, 2022, when both Todd and Julie were convicted on all counts. As a result of their convictions, Todd is currently serving a 12-year sentence at Federal Prison Camp Pensacola, while Julie is serving a 7-year sentence at Federal Medical Center, Lexington, Kentucky. The legal troubles faced by the Chrisley family serve as a stark reminder of the potential consequences of financial misconduct, even for those in the public eye. You may recall the Subway sandwich commercial starring Jared Fogle. Weighing more than 400 pounds at the age of 20, Jared made a decisive decision in 1998 that changed his life. He commits to exercising and eats 2 Subway sandwiches a day. According to the Los Angeles Times, he lost more than half his body weight in less than a year, earning him a cover in Men's Health magazine and a quick take on the role of Subway spokesman. His first commercial for the sandwich brand aired in 2000, turning his weight loss journey into a lucrative business. However, his path took a dark turn a few years later. As reported by NPR, Jared admitted to possessing sensitive content and engaging in illegal activities as part of a plea agreement with prosecutors in 2015. He was convicted of traveling interstate for illegal purposes and possessed 400 illegal movies. What is amazing is that some of these documents were provided to him by the head of his organization. Jared was sentenced to more than 15 years in prison, with a parole period set for at least 13 years. In addition, he was ordered to pay $14 million in restitution to the 14 victims he harmed. What began as a story of triumph and transformation sadly ended with a stark reminder of the consequences of criminal behavior. In the journey of a famous businessman, encountering challenges and legal risks is often inevitable. And Paul Tootle Sr., founder and CEO of Orange County Choppers, is no exception. Amidst his remarkable successes, he has also overcome legal hurdles, making his journey not just about building a company, but also about resilience and determination in an unforgiving business landscape. Let's learn about the challenges he faces and how he continues to grow and succeed in the motorcycle manufacturing industry. Do you want to know the details of Paul Tootle Sr.'s story? We have put a video in your shopping cart. Please explore. Zara Fithian, beloved former actress and member of the Marvel Universe, faced forced abuse of a young girl in 2022. According to the victim's testimony, Zara provided alcohol to an underage girl and then forced her to commit shocking acts. Since then, both Zara and her husband Mail have treated the girl poorly, leading to serious legal consequences. Zara was charged with 14 counts of inappropriate behavior towards the young girl, while her husband, Mark, was charged with aggravated assault of another young girl. In the end, Zara had to spend 14 years in prison, and Mark had to spend 5 years in prison. However, Zara only received 8 years in prison because the judge did not expect that she was not the mastermind behind the exploitation that Mark actually led. The judge firmly affirmed during the trial that Mark was the initiator and main judge of this case. During her confinement, Zara performs tasks such as cleaning the prison and hopes to be released soon due to good behavior. Amy Locane, the sweetheart of 90s cinema, was once a darling on the silver screen, but her life took a tragic turn. No longer stealing hearts with her on-screen charm, she now resides behind bars, serving time for aggravated manslaughter. It was a fateful night in June 2010 when Amy, after indulging in late-night drinks at a barbecue party, made the ill-fated decision to drive home. Ignoring speed limits, she raced at 53 miles per hour in a 35-mile-per-hour zone. Tragically, her reckless driving led to a collision with the car of Fred Seaman as he pulled into his driveway. Fred survived the crash, but his wife, Helen, was not as fortunate. Authorities swiftly arrived at the scene, testing Amy's blood alcohol levels, which were found to be 3 times the legal limit. She was brought to trial, where a jury sentenced her to 3 years in prison, a lenient punishment considering the life she had taken. However, to the relief of the Seaman family, the case was reopened, leading to a revised sentence of 5 years in prison in 2019. Despite attempts to avoid incarceration through appeals, Amy's fate only worsened. An appeal resulted in an extended sentence of 8 years for second-degree vehicular homicide. Currently, Locane awaits parole, with a year left before she becomes eligible for release. For 15 years, Jared Fogle captivated hearts as a beloved fast food spokesperson, his remarkable tale of shedding 250 pounds through Subway sandwiches inspiring many. Soon, he became a familiar face on screens, appearing in Sharknado 2, and even getting his own episode on South Park. However, in 2015, public opinion took a drastic turn against Jared as the truth about him began to unravel. It started with a Florida radio show host, known as Herman, who bravely exposed Jared's disturbing behavior. As a mother of 2, Herman's maternal instincts led her to record conversations with Jared, revealing unsettling requests. Although these recordings weren't admissible in court, Herman persisted, eventually becoming an informant. Jared's downfall came when the FBI arrested Russell Taylor, and incriminating evidence, including material sent by Jared, was found on Taylor's computer. Facing a potential 50-year sentence, Jared opted for a plea deal, reducing his prison time to 15 years. It marked the end of his once glorified career, serving as a sobering reminder of betrayal and the consequences of wrongdoing. Harvey Weinstein, the renowned producer behind movies like Pulp Fiction and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, was once a towering figure in the film industry. However, his empire crumbled in 2017 when the New York Times and New York Post shed light on his dark side. Numerous victims came forward, bravely recounting how Weinstein had exploited his power for sexual favors. Despite his efforts to silence them using his influence, a wave of brave confessions from multiple women prompted authorities in New York and Los Angeles to launch investigations. Weinstein faced his first trial in Manhattan in January 2020. By the end of the following month, the disgraced director was found guilty on charges of third-degree rape and first-degree criminal sexual act, 2 of the original 5 charges. He was subsequently sentenced to 23 years in prison. Yet, Weinstein's saga was far from over. In a Los Angeles court, he received an additional 16-year sentence, leaving him pleading for mercy. Weinstein's arrest marked a pivotal moment in the Me Too movement, exposing the harsh reality of sexual misconduct in Hollywood and revealing the truth about other high-profile figures in the industry. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained international fame with their reality TV show, Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. The series offered a glimpse into the daily lives of the Chrisley family, portraying their comfortable lifestyle resulting from Todd's entrepreneurial and real estate ventures. However, their facade of success crumbled when they became embroiled in a legal quagmire, facing charges of conspiracy, bank fraud, tax evasion, and wire fraud, which surfaced on August 12, 2019. Following a trial that concluded on June 7, 2022, the Chrisleys were dismayed to be found guilty on all counts. Todd is currently serving a 12-year sentence at FPC Pensacola, while Julie awaits the end of her 7-year sentence at FMC Lexington, Kentucky. Yet, fortune smiled upon them in 2023 when the court agreed to shorten their prison terms. Todd is slated for release in 2033, while Julie will regain her freedom in 2028. Joseph, son of Austin Powers, actor 1, had his first encounter with the law in May 2008 when he received a 60-day jail sentence for felony vandalism. However, it was the requirement to submit his DNA that unearthed a dark secret. Authorities conducting routine scans of DNA samples were stunned to find Joseph's DNA matching that of a perpetrator involved in a 1990 assault case. Despite the incident being long buried, new evidence led to Joseph's arrest in October 2008. Facing trial and confronted by his victim's testimony, Joseph was initially looking at a staggering 275 years in prison. However, the trial took place in 2011, 21 years after the assault, exceeding the statute of limitations. Consequently, Joseph couldn't be tried for the original offense, but was instead sentenced to life in prison for charges of torture. Sadly, incarceration failed to rehabilitate Joseph, as he ended up murdering his cellmate, Michael Thomas Graham, at Wasco State Prison in California just a month into his sentence. While believed to have acted in self-defense, Joseph now faces an additional 2 decades behind bars on top of his initial sentence. Thus, his life has become a tragic tale of legal entanglements and violent consequences. Over the years, numerous actresses have graced the popular reality series The Real Housewives. However, Jen Shah from The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City stands out not for her acting prowess, but for the shadowy means by which she amassed her wealth. For years, Jen managed to evade U.S. authorities, but her criminal activities came to a halt in 2021 when she and her assistant, Stuart Smith, were indicted by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York. Jen and Stuart had been partners in crime since 2012, operating a telemarketing business targeting elderly customers with non-existent products and services. Their fraudulent scheme flourished until 2021 when the FBI intervened. Initially pleading not guilty to charges of conspiracy to commit money laundering and wire fraud, both eventually found themselves with limited options. With the weight of evidence against her, Jen opted for a plea deal in 2022. Admitting to wire fraud, she received a 6.5-year prison sentence for her crimes. This marked the end of her fraudulent activities and serves as a reminder that ill-gotten gains eventually lead to consequences, regardless of one's status or fame. Josh Duggar gained a significant following through his appearances on TLC's 19 Kids and Counting. However, his facade of familial wholesomeness shattered when the truth emerged. In April 2021, the former reality TV star was convicted on 1 count of pornography and 1 count of possession of pornography. Despite pleading not guilty to both charges, he was released on bail, only to face conviction in December 2021 on 1 of the counts. In May 2022, Josh received a sentence of 151 months in prison, roughly equivalent to 125 years behind bars. Although his defense team argued for leniency, citing his lack of prior charges, the prosecution pushed for the maximum sentence. They highlighted Josh's extraordinary efforts to obtain and view sexual abuse materials, emphasizing the disturbing nature of the content he consumed. As a result, Josh Duggar will remain occupied until October 10, 2032, serving his time for his heinous crimes against. His fall from grace serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of exploiting the vulnerable and preying on the innocent. Stoney Westmoreland, once a fixture in the glittering world and Disney's Andy Mack, found himself in a whirlwind of trouble back in December 2018. The accusations were serious, attempting to lure a young man, a charge he eventually pleaded guilty to. But this wasn't just any ordinary sting operation. It was a high-stakes game orchestrated by the federal authorities. Using a clever ruse on Grindr, they baited Stoney, enticing him with the promise of a rendezvous. Little did he know, his plans to meet the young man would lead him straight into a legal quagmire. Stoney's defense argued that his intentions were innocent, mere adult conversations with an assumed adult. But the gravity of the charges loomed large, threatening to unravel his once promising career. Facing the possibility of a decade behind bars, Stoney chose a path of negotiation. In a bid to mitigate the damage, he entered into a plea agreement, but the terms were strict. Random searches on his digital devices and a complete ban on unsupervised interactions with minors became the new norms. It was a cautionary tale of fame, folly, and the perilous consequences of crossing lines best left uncrossed. Danny Masterson, formerly celebrated for his role in that '70s show, now faces the grim reality of a lengthy prison sentence. In a watershed moment, Masterson received a 30-year sentence for the sexual assault of 2 women. Shockingly, 4 additional women stepped forward, accusing Masterson of assaults that occurred between 2001 and 2003, alleging premeditated drugging prior to the attacks. The compelling testimonies of the victims ignited a swift investigation, uncovering the grave repercussions of Masterson's actions. Controversy when the Church of Scientology, of which he is a member, allegedly extended protection to him. Members of the church reportedly harassed the courageous women who came forward, resorting to invasive measures like surveillance and vandalism. Despite legal hurdles, justice ultimately prevailed. Masterson faced trial in 2022, though the jury remained deadlocked. However, at his retrial in May 2023, he was definitively found guilty. Even a motion for a new trial, presented by Masterson's defense team, was summarily denied by Judge Jessica Barth. The video ends here. Remember, there are still many other interesting and engaging videos in my playlist. Before you leave, please leave a comment number 1 if you found the video interesting, or number 2 if not. It's that simple, isn't it? Thank you.
I have done everything that I can do to not be the person who does what I did.
Hello, my friend. When it comes to the law, no one is exempt, not even celebrities. Some of your favorite actors have been involved in serious cases that have resulted in them facing lengthy prison sentences. From sex crimes to drug trafficking to murder, here are some famous actors who have been sentenced to prison. Danny Masterson, best known for his role as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, also starred in Men at Work and The Ranch, where he reunited with his That 70s Show co-star Ashton Kutcher. In 2017, the Los Angeles Police Department launched a sexual assault investigation into Masterson after 3 women accused him of assaulting them at his home between 2001 and 2003. The victims alleged that Masterson provided them with alcohol and, when they became disoriented, forcibly raped them in his bedroom. Despite maintaining his innocence, Masterson was arrested on 3 counts of forcible rape. The first trial ended with a hung jury, but a retrial the following year resulted in Masterson's conviction on 2 of the 3 counts. He was sentenced to 30 years to life, with the possibility of parole after serving 25 years. Masterson is currently incarcerated at the California Men's Colony in San Luis Obispo. A significant aspect of this case involves the Church of Scientology, to which both Masterson and all 3 victims belonged. The victims claimed that the church tried to protect Masterson from accountability and discouraged them from reporting the assaults to law enforcement. One victim mentioned visiting the church's celebrity center in Hollywood to report the assault, only to be warned against using the word rape. She was told that contacting the police could result in excommunication from the church and loss of contact with her Scientologist family and friends. Please comment number 1 to let me know that you will be with us until the end of this video. Ryan Grantham, a successful child actor, rose to fame as Rodney James in the 2010 movie Diary of a Wimpy Kid. He later appeared in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus and featured in an episode of the CW's Riverdale. Over his career, Grantham accumulated more than 30 acting credits across film and television. However, tragedy struck when, at the age of 21, Grantham was involved in a serious criminal incident, resulting in the death of his mother in their British Columbia home. Following this incident, Grantham initially planned further actions, but eventually turned himself in to authorities. During the legal proceedings, it was revealed that Grantham had been suffering from significant mental health issues, including major depressive disorder and a cannabis use disorder. Grantham pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. During his sentencing, he expressed a commitment to rehabilitate himself and help others. He is currently serving his sentence and will be eligible for parole in 2036 after serving 14 years. This case highlights the impact of mental health issues and the unexpected turns that can occur in anyone's life. Amy Locane, an up-and-coming star in the early 90s, made her debut alongside Johnny Depp in John Waters' cult classic Cry Baby. She later gained critical acclaim for her role in Blue Sky, which earned her a Young Artist Award nomination for Best Performance by a Youth Actress in a Motion Picture. Additionally, she was a regular on the hit primetime soap opera Melrose Place. However, she eventually retired from acting to focus on raising her family. On the night of June 27, 2010, Locane was involved in a tragic car accident. She was driving over the speed limit when she collided with a car driven by Fred Seaman, resulting in the death of Seaman's wife, Helen. Locane's blood alcohol level was found to be significantly above the legal limit. Locane faced legal consequences for her actions and was convicted of second-degree vehicular homicide and assault by auto. She initially received a 3-year jail sentence, which was later deemed too lenient by an appeals court. As a result, her sentence was increased to 8 years. During her time in prison, Locane has joined Alcoholics Anonymous and is now sober. She is currently incarcerated at New Jersey's Edna Mahan Correctional Facility for Women, with eligibility for parole on December 20th, 2024. Harvey Weinstein, co-founder of the movie company Miramax, rose to fame in the 90s for producing critically acclaimed films such as Pulp Fiction and Good Will Hunting. He even won an Academy Award for producing Shakespeare in Love. However, Weinstein's reputation took a dark turn when years of rumors culminated in a New York Times investigation that featured accounts from over a dozen women accusing him of sexual harassment and abuse. A subsequent New Yorker article revealed even more allegations, leading nearly 100 women, many of them famous, to come forward with their own stories of Weinstein's misconduct. In 2018, the New York District Attorney's Office charged Weinstein with rape, criminal sex acts, sex abuse, and sexual misconduct involving two separate women. Actor Annabella Sciorra testified against him, describing her experience. Weinstein was found guilty and sentenced to 23 years in prison. He faced additional charges in Los Angeles, receiving 16 more years, and British prosecutors also authorized charges against him for indecent assault in London. Weinstein is currently serving his sentence at New York State's Mohawk Correctional Facility, located about 100 miles north of New York City. Next up is Joe Sun, who rose to fame after transitioning from his roots in South Korea to becoming a professional mixed martial artist in the United States. Although his career at the Ultimate Fighting Championship ended with an unremarkable 0-4 record, he found greater success in acting. Notably, he portrayed antagonistic roles in low-budget action films alongside Lorenzo Lamas and Dolph Lundgren before gaining widespread recognition as the villainous Random Task in 1997's Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. However, Sun's life took a dark turn in 2008 when he was arrested for vandalizing his roommate's car. This incident led to a plea deal requiring him to provide a DNA sample, which unexpectedly linked him to a cold case from nearly 2 decades earlier. On Christmas Eve in 1990, Sun and an accomplice abducted a young woman and subjected her to severe trauma. During the trial, the victim recounted the harrowing experience, including Sun's chilling declaration that he was giving her to himself as a Christmas present. Subsequently, Sun was convicted of felony torture. As the statute of limitations had expired on the sexual assault charges, he was sentenced to 7 years to life. Tragically, just a month into his incarceration, Sun was involved in another serious incident, resulting in an additional conviction for voluntary manslaughter and a further 27-year sentence. Michael Jace gained fame for his portrayal of Officer Julian Lowe on the FX police drama The Shield and appeared in notable films like Forrest Gump and Boogie Nights. However, a tragic event occurred at Jace's residence in the Hyde Park area of Los Angeles. Jace was involved in a fatal incident with his wife, April, witnessed by their young sons. During the trial, it was revealed that Jace, who had been drinking heavily, acted out of an irrational fear and jealousy. He was found guilty of second-degree murder and sentenced to 40 years to life in prison. Addressing the court during his sentencing, he expressed deep remorse, acknowledging, "There is absolutely no justification for my actions on that night. I am profoundly sorry for the pain that I've caused everyone." Jace is currently serving his sentence at California State Prison Corcoran. This story is a sobering reminder of the severe impact of domestic violence and the importance of seeking help in times of distress. Jen Shah gained fame as a cast member on Bravo's The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, known for her sharp one-liners and dramatic presence. However, in March 2021, Shah faced criminal charges related to conspiracy to commit money laundering and wire fraud. Alongside her assistant, she was accused of orchestrating a telemarketing scam targeting primarily older victims, extracting substantial sums of money for services like website building and business coaching that ultimately held little to no value. Reports revealed heartbreaking stories of victims like Trisha, a 75-year-old from North Carolina, who invested over $47,000 in coaching for her business aspirations. Another victim, World War II veteran Ralph Hick, lost more than $100,000. Tragically, Hick passed away at the age of 92, with his family attributing the scam as a contributing factor. Text messages exchanged between Shah and her co-conspirators discussed strategies to keep victims engaged and spending more money. Initially claiming innocence, Shah eventually pleaded guilty to wire fraud. She received a 6.5-year prison sentence and is currently incarcerated at the Bryan Federal Prison Camp in Texas, with parole eligibility set for August 20, 28. Next up are reality stars Julie and Todd Chrisley. Todd and Julie Chrisley gained widespread recognition with their reality show Chrisley Knows Best, which debuted in 2014. However, in August 2019, legal troubles surfaced as the Chrisleys faced charges related to tax evasion, bank fraud, and wire fraud. They were accused of evading nearly $2 million in state taxes, concealing over $1 million of reality TV income from the IRS, and falsifying income and asset documents. Despite initially pleading not guilty, the couple eventually faced trial. Prosecutors revealed that the Chrisleys exaggerated their wealth to banks, submitted false documents, and borrowed over $30 million to maintain their lifestyle while hiding money from the IRS. After a nearly 3-week trial, Todd and Julie were found guilty of conspiracy to commit bank fraud, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and tax fraud. Julie was also convicted of wire fraud. Their sentences were steep. Todd received 12 years, and Julie got 7 years. Currently, Todd is serving his sentence at the Federal Correctional Institution Pensacola in Florida, while Julie is incarcerated at Florida's Federal Correctional Institution Mariana. Darren Sharper, now 48 years old, enjoyed a 14-year career in the NFL as a safety, playing for the Packers, Vikings, and Saints. His accomplishments include being a 2-time All-Pro and a 5-time Pro Bowler. Notably, he was part of the Saints team that secured a Super Bowl victory in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. However, Sharper's life took a dark turn in 2014 when allegations surfaced that he had drugged and sexually assaulted 2 women, one incident occurring in West Hollywood and the other in Las Vegas. Legal actions were initiated in 2015, but the terms of the settlements remain undisclosed. In 2016, Sharper faced significant legal consequences. He pleaded guilty or no contest to charges of drugging and sexually assaulting multiple women across several states, including California and Nevada. As a result, he was sentenced to 18 years in prison. This dramatic fall from grace underscores the severe repercussions of his actions and serves as a stark reminder of the responsibilities and consequences that come with public life. Next up is Gary Glitter, renowned for his hit songs Rock and Roll. Parts 1 and 2, Gary Glitter's life has been marred by a series of serious charges, particularly allegations of sexual abuse. His legal journey has been turbulent, marked by alternating periods of incarceration and release. In 2015, Glitter received a 16-year sentence in a British prison for his crimes. However, he served only half of this term and was granted release in February 2023. Unfortunately, his newfound freedom was short-lived as Glitter violated the conditions of his parole, resulting in his swift return to prison. It is widely assumed that he will now serve the remaining portion of his sentence, with a potential release date around 2031. The twists and turns of his legal saga continue to captivate public attention, leaving many wondering about the ultimate fate of this troubled musician. Shannon Richardson, though not widely recognized, achieved a modest level of success through her roles in shows like The Walking Dead and The Vampire Diaries. However, her name gained infamy in 2013 when she sent poisoned letters to prominent figures, including former President Barack Obama. Richardson mailed a series of letters laced with ricin, the same poison featured in the TV series Breaking Bad. These letters were specifically addressed to Obama and New York